All right, we want to say all praises be to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakam,
Double honors to the apostles, to our elders of greatness, so we well. Shalom to the sincere brethren. I came out there across the four corners of the globe, pushing this truth, this good news of Yahweh Shai, proclaiming salvation to the elect of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and proclaiming the downfall of Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the so-called Caucasian, and his wicked and evilest empire. You understand? Hey, so like brothers was talking about before camp, it's about gradualism, right? Esau Edom is surely bringing in his NWO, his New World Order. What you have, the Vax, you know what I mean, which is going to lead to the mark of the beast, the chip. You understand? You have different wars brewing in the Middle East, different proxy armies, different geopolitical activities going on to spark off World War III. You understand? You have financial collapse, man. You understand? Ruin. All of these are signs of the times, man. You understand?
2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
And hey, Esau Edom, man, he's the devil on the earth, man. You understand? He plays the part of the wicked, the part of evil on the earth, man. And we are not ignorant of his devices, man. We're not ignorant of the Vax, you understand? We're not ignorant of all these different things, man. We're not ignorant of his New World Order, his agenda, man. We're not ignorant of the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. You understand? We're not ignorant of the economic collapse, the martial law to come. You understand? We're not ignorant of his homosexual agenda. You understand? All these things, man. Through the faith in Yahweh Shai, Shai, man, our eyes has been open, man.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Kind of when you go into that word hand, man, it goes into power. You understand? The earth is given into the power of the wicked. And hey, everybody could see, man. You can ask a normal person which race of people are in the rulership position on the earth. They'll tell you what? So-called white people, man. You understand? And what? The Bible tell you what? That's the wicked. At the end times, so-called white man, the wicked, will be in power in the earth, man.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Who is the main judge of the earth? Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. He cover the face of Yahweh Shai, who is a so-called Negro, and put up what? A devil, man. Now he sees a Borges, you understand? Which is a complete spit in the face to Yahweh Shai, man. And Yahweh Shai is the main judge of the earth, man. So that's how Esau Edom sought out to cover the faces of the judges thereof, man. And also the Israelites as a whole, man. Starting with the 144,000 and down. We the judges of the earth, man. And what? He have what? Committed identity theft, man. Revelation 2:9, Revelation 3:9. You understand? And he has taken on our identity. Because the real Jews are so-called black, man. The Negroes, you understand?
It says, if not, where and who is he?
So if Esau Edom, so-called white man, ain't the devil, man, ain't the one who behind all the corruption in the earth, man, who is doing it, man? Who is ruling the earth, man? You understand? Ain't the Chinese, ain't the Japanese, you understand? Ain't the Ethiopians, ain't the Saudis. It ain't none of these other heathens, man. It's a so-called white man, man. Because everywhere you go in the earth, man, these Edomites are in a position of power, man. Hey, check this out. Every official meeting, what's the dress attire, man? A suit and tie. You understand? If you go to China, right, official meetings, it's suit and tie. They wear suit and tie. Anywhere you go across the earth, it's suit and tie, which is what? Esau's Edom dress code. Showing what? Like he holds the power, man. He is the authority figure in the earth. You understand?
Yes, sir. Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom says we are impoverished.
Whereas Edom says we are impoverished, so-called Caucasians. And when was that? During the Dark Ages. You know what I mean? When so-called Negroes push you up into the caves of Europe, which is where you get the word Caucasian from. Because there's a mountainous region in Europe called the Caucasus Mountains, which you Edomites was dwelling in for that 1,000 years, man. That was one of your main inhabitants, man. You understand? He was impoverished, he was in a low state. But what did you say?
We will return and build the desolate places.
Can't, so you came together, man. You said we will return and build the desolate places, man. You will build back up your kingdom, your people, man. And when did that mainly happen? The Renaissance. Which Renaissance is what? A French word, which when you go into it, it means rebirth. You understand? And that happened around what? The 13 and 1400s, you understand? When you came back into power, men like Christopher Columbus, Caesar Borgia, Pope Alexander VI, all these different men, when you kicked out the Moors, the Byzantine Empire, the different Negro rulers of Europe, that's when you came back into power. You understand? You started coming into power. It took hundreds of years, man, to fully take shit out of power, man.
And just to show that was the Most High, because the Most High had to bring a plague upon Jake, which is the black plague, the bubonic plague. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't any power that these devils had. It was all the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to put Esau, to get Esau out of caves and give him some type of intelligence. And you know, Jake, he was wicked back in those days too, as well, man. And what he had to do was what? He had to bring a plague upon Jake and bring Jake down. So it's always been a seesaw, you know?
Right. But we gonna have the last laugh, man. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. Because this is your last rulership. Because you have a couple of rulership. You have the Greeks, the Romans, and then you have this man on the empire, the man on the Roman Empire. So really you've been ruling 3 times, man.
3 strikes and you out.
3 strikes and you out.
Oh, yeah, 3 strikes. Can I read this real quick?
This is Psalm 34 and 21. It says, evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate.
Right, man. Evil shall slay the wicked, man. Bad times is coming to you, man. Even though you think you're going to implement your new world order and everything is going to be fine and done, the Most High having a kickback, man. You understand?
After Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. But we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down.
Kind of one of them main enterprises of doing that was what? Starting out with Christopher Columbus, 1492, sailing over here and what? Conquering the Northern Kingdom, man. The so-called Puerto Rican, Taino, Indians, the so-called Dominicans, Arawak, you know what I mean? The Cubans, you know what I mean? Carib Indians, the South American Incas, Aztecs, you understand? The conquistadors. That was one of the main parts of what rebuilding Esau, because he used the riches from the New World, slave, and then he brought over what? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi from the west coast of Africa, and he used the 12 tribes, and he used the lands of the New World to what? Prop up Europe, man. To build back up Europe, man. Take all the riches from the New World, the money, gold, the silver, the resources, and he built up Europe. He built himself up in Europe, man. He built up America. You understand?
It says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Not Esau Edom is the border of wickedness, man. You want to know wickedness? Esau Edom, man. He's the one who pushed what? Homosexuality on a high level. He pushed what? Scientology. He pushed what? Evolution. The Big Bang. All type of madness and wickedness and Satan worship, you know what I mean, and idolatry. That's what Esau Edom pushed, man. That's why he's known as the border of wickedness. He's known as the wicked.
And the people against whom the Lord Yahweh hath indignation forever.
None, indignation, man. Yahweh Shai have righteous anger toward Esau Edom forever. That's why the ultimate judgment of the Edomites, pursuant to Obadiah 1 and 18, is what? Total extermination. You understand?
Yep. Got it, son. This is the book of Job, chapter 30. And I start, I see you was reading it already?
No.
Okay. Son. Yep, Job 30 and 1. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision.
That's Esau, man. Because really, even though Esau came out first before Jacob, it goes beyond that, man. Because Isaac, he's part of that chosen line, man. So Esau is younger than us, man. Understand? Ultimately, when you go deep into it, Yahweh Shai, 144,000, we created all the souls and the spirits, man.
Yeah.
Understand?
The birthright goes to who? Goes to the eldest seed. So through the Spirit, like he just nailed it perfectly, you know. The first fruits were the elder seed, which came back in the flesh as the Israelites. The scriptures tell you that in Jude, the angel was kept not their first estate. That's the Israelites. It started with the elect. Really, that's the elect. It started with the 12 tribes out of the elect, the 144,000. So yeah, technically we are the oldest ones. But the Most High, with his drama, you know, in dramatic fashion, had an ill story play out. You know what I'm saying? Why could he do that?
Right, because he had the prophet tell Rebecca that the elder's going to serve the younger.
Exactly.
That's heavy because of the scripture on what you said.
Yeah, you read it. Yeah.
Romans 9:11. It says, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand.
See that? It's all through the purpose of the Most High, man. So, you know, Esau getting mad, vocab, they getting mad. Don't get mad at us. Get mad at Yahweh Shemel Shai. Get mad at the Bible. Don't get mad. We just reading out what the scriptures say.
Right.
That's it. What are you getting mad at us for? You losing sleep over us. Don't get mad at us. You know what I mean? We didn't write it, but we read it. You know, get mad. Hey, take it out with the Heavenly Father. And there you are. Hey, that's what they gonna do. And the Most High gonna zap their ass.
Yeah.
Most High gonna have them, because that's really what they doing. When I say take it out, when they come against us, or the apostles on down, really they coming against the Heavenly Father, because Yahweh said that you don't hate me, you hate me because of the words I speak, because it is of the Father. You know what I'm saying? So you damn Edomites, man, y'all done, man. You through, you're finished, and it's clear, it's evident, because America's going down. Babylon is CDT or CTD, circling the drain. You know what I'm saying? Things are gonna get hectic by the end of this year. I mean, we prophesying that, but because we can see it, bro.
Yeah, man.
Here it is, they cornering everybody to do this, do that, and now there's people unemployment is getting cut off. Rent moratoriums being lifted in January.
No job, no rent.
You know? So it's gonna be a funny situation out here, man. You know, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh. You know, because what's next is the kingdom, man.
Yeah, right.
You know, so I'll read on, brother. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
That's the nature of Esau Edom. That's when you go into bestiality, Esau Edom, the so-called white man and white woman, they're the main ones into that. You don't meet no Jakes that into the bestiality, man. So that's in your nature, man. And that's how low Esau Edom is, man. That's why Job said he would not have them to sit with the dogs of his flock, man. You understand? Because Esau Edom is a base man, man. He's the basis of all the heathen, man. He's the least of all the heathen, you understand?
So tell him to move
He's
up
the
a little
most
bit.
wicked. Hey, that's God.
The bike shit, so you don't get a ticket.
It's the book of Ezekiel.
Because Esau Edom, the Amalekites, starting with the Amalekites, they're the worst of the heathen. They're the least of the heathen.
This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 24. It says, wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses.
God, the Most High brought the worst of the heathen, man. Who's the worst of the heathen? You so-called Jews, man. You Amalekites, man. And what? You possess our land, man. You demons, devils, you possess our land, man. But you're the worst of the heathen, man. So that's our punishment, man. I mean, the worst of the heathen take over our identity. Have the worst of the heathen in our land, in our holy land, man. That's how severe of a punishment that we under, man.
It says,
At the worst of the heathen actually rule the world, man. Yeah. They control the earth's resources. You know? That's right, bro. Yeah.
it says, and they shall possess their houses, and it's,
You the whole earth is given to Israel, right? But the earth is given to the wicked.
it says, I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled.
Right? So all the strong men of Israel were what? Destroyed them, taken into captivity. All that proud, that pomp was done away with them. When we was on them slave ships, man. When we was on them slave plantations, picking cotton, picking tobacco, picking rice, picking sugar cane, man. Gold mining, man. Mining for gold, man. Getting your hand chopped off, man. Your wives raped, man. All of that pride that Israel had was done away with, man. Because what? We dealt wicked, we dealt treacherously in the Most High, so that was our punishment. Guess what? We in redemption time, man. We in redemption season, man. Where an elect remnant of Israel is coming back to the Most High, and things about to be flipped right side up. With us being back in power, and the Edomites being on the bottom, man, where you belong. You understand?
This is Isaiah 34, verse 5. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea."
And what's that sword, man? That them nuclear missiles, man. You know what I mean? That's the sword of the Most High, man. That's gonna rain upon Babylon, man. Rain upon Babylon, rain upon New York City, man. You know what I mean? Rain upon LA, man. Because you best believe these missiles are Russia, China, Iran, you know what I mean? North Korea, India, they don't already have them pointing at cities, man. Ready, once they touch the button, man. You best believe that, man. New York City is one of the prime locations. Florida, different places. Hey, because Putin, he showed that in a video, man. He showed the missiles hitting Trump's house in Florida, man. You understand? So they don't already have these things set, man. All they have to do is press a button. 1, 2, 3, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. New York City destination.
GPS is locked in.
Yo, GPS locked in.
The GPS done locked in, man. You understand? All these nations have that set up, man. Where if they get hit first, the missile's gonna already automatically firing back, man. You understand?
Yep. It says, "My sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment."
This is gonna be the main center of destruction, man. Babylon the Great, man. America, man. You know what I mean? All the nations, man, is gonna come up against this space, man. Even the allies are pursuant to Revelation 17 and 16. England, France, Germany, they're gonna shoot missiles on this place too. They're gonna turn against America, same way. You understand?
The sword of the Lord Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat in fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, the fat of the kidneys of ram. For the Lord Yahweh hath a sacrifice in Basra.
So like your brother, hey, that's dealing with the people. The people are the lambs and the goats and the rams, man. All right, because we're soon to the 60th chapter, 63rd chapter. It says the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, in the land of Edom. So roughly paraphrasing, meaning what? The people. Also in Ezekiel, the 24th chapter, where the Lord said, set the pot on, right? Make it oil well, and put in the choice meat. You know what I'm saying? Put in the thigh, put in the all of the choice meats, which is what? Representative of a sacrificial animal that's going to be melted or boiled and put on fire, which is these people.
I got you. Real quick. This is Ezekiel chapter 24 and verse 9. It says, "Therefore thus said the Lord power Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, woe to the bloody city. I will even make the pile for fire great."
The pile for fire great, man. America's gonna be made a pile for fire, man. Go ahead.
"Heap on wood, kindle the fire, consume the flesh, and spice it well."
See that? That's those rams, goats, and lambs. Those are that represents you people that are going to be left here to be melted, like the prophecy says. Go ahead.
"And let the bones be burned."
And let the bones be burned. You're going to be totally cooked in America, man, with thermonuclear fire. Okay?
"Then set it empty upon the coals thereof, that the brass of it may be hot, and may burn, and that the filthiness of it may be molten in it."
Yeah, man, because this place is filthy, bro. America is a filthy whore. All right? This place is a filthy bitch. All right? And it's going to be burned. And that's actually according to the law.
Huh?
What you do to a damn whore is you burn her ass. You understand that? So it's a very befitting judgment that is coming upon America, Babylon the Great. Okay? Fire. Right? Like the scriptures prophesy. For the Lord cometh with fire. Right?
It says that the scum of it may be
These
consumed.
people are damn scumbags, man. All right? These people in America, you advocated for LGBT, you advocated for BLM, you advocated for the so-called white man, you advocated for the vax, you advocated for the damn RFID micro, Paragma. All right? You are scum.
Huh?
And Yahweh Shai got some fire for your ass. Go ahead.
It says, 12th verse. She hath wearied herself with lies, and her great scum went not forth out of her.
Yeah, what is this? What do you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, how have you been treated? All right, from slavery until now. All right? You've been told that you were just like those names when you go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. You were lied to. You know what I'm saying? You don't even, you ask an individual out of the nation or out of the 12 tribes, what's their nationality? They're going to tell you a color, a direction, a word that means savage. They're going to tell you everything. They're going to tell you even a religion before they tell you that, you know, well, I don't know my nationality because my people was destroyed. My people are destroyed, man. And that's the reality of the matter, see? This so-called white man is responsible for that. These other nations are responsible for that. And they got to pay for it. And we telling you who you are according to the Bible. Read.
It says, her scum shall be in the fire. In thy filthiness is lewdness, because I've purged thee.
Yeah, the fornication of the wine of the wrath of the fornication of this damn harlot, man. All right? Go ahead.
It says, I have purged thee, and thou wast not purged, that thou shalt not be purged from thy filthiness anymore, till I have caused my fury to rest upon thee.
And that's going to happen in a major way when the Lord allows those missiles and those chariots to come like a whirlwind, as the scriptures say, all right, and render those hot beams of fire on your asses, man. And Yahweh Shemel Shai, those we praying to be delivered and in those chambers when these things happen. So you can't sit there and say, well, y'all gonna be destroyed too. Well, through the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, we don't have the same fate as you scumbags out here. All right, we forsaken the world. We gave up our lives in this damn world to seek this continuing city. All right, of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. The heavenly water, bro. You got more on that? Because I got a quick one for that.
I, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, have spoken it. It shall come to pass, and I will do it.
See, the Lord said it's going to come, man. It's going to come. It's not maybe or, you know, just in case. No, it's a certainty, man.
I will not go back, neither will I spare, neither will I repent.
So that means you people are in trouble. How about Shemel Shai going to get you? Every last one of you. And Yahweh Shemel Shai righteous are we going to be rejoicing and praising in the chambers of the Lord. You know? That's where we rest at. Alright, we ain't gonna be all boo-hooing and crying about this place when the Lord send the judgment. Lord willing, we gonna be eating and drinking, alright, and making merry, like the scriptures say. All right, at the downfall of our enemies. Come on.
It says, according to thy ways and according to thy doings shall they judge thee, saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai power.
Remember what the scripture said. Evil shall destroy the wicked, man. All right. Go ahead. You got something real quick? Yeah. Go ahead.
Isaiah 66 verse 15.
Go ahead.
For behold, the Lord Yahweh will come in fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
That's how the Lord's coming. He's coming with fire, man. It's going to be a hot day. Fervent heat. All right? The Lord ain't playing around, man. Go ahead.
To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke in flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh.
And that's the judgment of America. Babylon the Great. I got one right here, Salakia. Psalm 11 and 6. Upon the wicked shall he rain snares, fire and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. You see that? The scriptures say it. In and out. Alright? You want to escape this? Do you fear what's about to come? Because the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is bringing it. Alright? And those that, you reprobates out there, man, you're through, man. And we see that plain as day. You're through. All right? Because you are void of judgment. All right? But see, the Lord gave you over to that. Because why? You're wicked as hell, and you deserve what you're going to get, man. You see? And that's what we out here telling you. All right? You 12 tribes, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, you don't repent to the Lord, all right, you don't start, fearing, all right, what could happen to you, the Lord's going to bring your worst fears upon you. Okay? That's all now.
It says, that's all. Let's go a bit more here. It says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh.
Yep.
And the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be many.
It's going to be many, not few. It's not going to be, just here and there. It's going to be many. It's going to be all across the globe. You got it, bro.
Now, this is the book of Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee. No, that's Israel, man. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's right. That's the reason why you call yourself black, African American, Puerto Rican, Dominican, you know what I mean? Brazilian, Colombian, so on and so forth, man. That's why you have been discontinued from the heritage. Not knowing that you are a Judite, not knowing that you are a Gadite, a Reubenite, so on and so forth, man. You lost, man.
Revelation chapter 11 verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Kind of those dead bodies, man. It's talking about spiritually dead, man. It's talking about you Israelites. You understand? Because you are spiritually dead, man. Like I said, like I just said, man, you have discontinued from your heritage. You lost. You know?
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Sodom and Egypt. Babylon the Great, America, the United States of America, is known in the scriptures as Sodom and Egypt. It's Egypt, man, right? And Sodom means promoting it. What is Sodom? Homosexuality. Man to man. You understand? And Egypt, why? Because America likens itself after Egypt, man, after the traditions of Egypt, the worship of Egypt. That's why on the back of the dollar bill, the US currency, what you have a pyramid. You know what I mean? You go to DC, you have an obelisk. A lot of Egyptian, you know what I mean? Architecture ways of life is here in America.
What made Egypt so great? The Israelites. That's why these devils are doing the same thing. But like the Lord said, referring to Jeremiah the 16th chapter 14th verse, there's gonna be a new thing that's gonna happen. There's gonna be a greater deliverance. You see, we ain't gonna be talking about the old Egypt no more, man. All you heathens, all right? We're gonna be talking about the new deliverance of the children of Israel, man. All right, it's gonna be beyond y'all people's imaginations of why, because we're gonna be delivered into chariots and chains at the same time. People had never see that.
You know, another similarity how America is Egypt, all right, modern day Egypt, because the hierarchy back in ancient Egypt, they had color codes, and the color code was red, white, and blue, bro.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It was red, white, and blue. What is the color of the American flag? Red, white, and blue.
It says, where also our Lord Yahweh Shai was crucified.
How was Yahweh Shai crucified? How was he exiled? Because what they put up Caesar Borgia, I mean, which is a complete spit in the face to our king Yahweh Shai, man. Because you're saying he's a cursed man. Because Caesar Borgia has leprosy. You know what I mean? He has what? Blue eyes, green eyes, and recessive cheek. I mean, but our Lord, Yahweh Shai is a so-called Negro, man. Dark skin, woolly hair, man, big beard. You understand? That was it.
That was it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Notice it says Egypt again. This is going into the prophecies concerning the Israelites. What would happen to the Israelites in the latter days if and when they was to break the commandments of the Lord, man. So the Moses say he's going to bring you into Egypt again with ships. And if you know anything about geography, you do not need ships to go from Israel to Egypt. It's walking distance, man. So this Egypt is talking about another place, man, which is modern day America, man. You understand? And Egypt, when you go into that word, the etymology of that word, Egyptos, it means what? Bondage, man. Slavery, man. You understand? So the Lord is going to bring you Israel into slavery again with ships. And the only people that have been into slavery with ships are you so-called Negroes, man. And you natives of America, man. Because the natives of the Americans, they were brought back to Spain and Europe, you know what I mean? When Christopher Columbus and his boys came over here, man. You know what I mean? And conquered them, enslaved them, and committed genocide against them. And we all know the Negroes, man, those cargo slave ships.
It says, thou shalt see it no more again.
God, why were we going to see no more again? Our homeland, man. Jerusalem, Israel, man. because even in West Africa, you was kind of close to Israel, man.
Yeah.
You can even trek to Israel from West Africa because it's right there in the same western North Africa vicinity, man. But guess what? You can't trek from America. You can't trek from Brazil. You can't trek from the lands of Jamaica. You know what I mean? Which is all a part of the Americas to Israel, man. You have to take a boat. It's a long ass journey, especially back in the day, man. You understand?
Yeah, the scriptures say that it was a year and a half. Because when you read about the kings, right, the time of Solomon, when he had the navy, he sent them over here to get peacocks and gold and silver and all kinds of exotic things, apes and whatnot, and bring them back to over there to the east. And it says that it took them a year and a half. All right, when you actually do the studying on it, you go from Israel, and the exact journey will be around the Horn of Africa and across, I believe, the Atlantic. Yeah. And that'll take literally a year and a half, yo. So that's right there in the Old Testament. King Solomon knew, it calls it the land of, he calls it Ophir. He called this place Ophir, bro. Right there in the scriptures. All right? I was just reading that this week. All right? So this is the land of Ophir, a.k.a. Arsareth. When you go into Deuteronomy 29, matter of fact, get that, brother. Get the 29th chapter. I think it's like the last verse. It's just going hand in hand with you saying, Zahaba. Go ahead.
It says,
another land. It says, yeah, it's like somewhere. You know what? Read where you at, I'll find it. Read where you at, I'll find it. I'm about to come down.
You want to go back to
Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28. Go back to Deuteronomy 28.
the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Egypt again with ships, slavery again, in cargo slave ships, right?
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there,
Israel.
and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Sold unto your enemies. You know what I mean?
For bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
So there, in the lands of the Americas, you shall be sold unto your enemies, man. The English, the French, the Dutch, the Spaniards, the Portuguese, the Danish, man, the Anglo-Americans, man. These are the Germans, Portuguese, man. You understand? Which are Caucasian Edomite nations that was big in the transatlantic slave trade of you Negroes and you indigenous Americans, man. You understand? They were buying and trading you, man. You know what I mean?
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 29. That's like 29 and 20. Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai rooted them out of their land in anger.
Right, see that? Right? You go into right? In 28 chapter, 68 verse, you're not going to see the land again. All right? You're going to be going into Egypt again with ships. Right? So the Lord rooted who out of the land? All right? When you go into the history, first it was the 13 tribes, or the 10 tribes. That's the 13. So like, I was slipping the time. First it was the 10 tribes. When you go to 2nd Ezra, I think it's 14. These are the 10 tribes. Yeah. See, this is an exact link to. All right, so read that.
It says, and the Lord rooted them out of the land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation.
Right. We first started with the northern kingdom. All right, but then the southern kingdom went into Babylon. All right, and then from then on, Israel kept going off until, here we are in America. Go ahead.
And cast them into other land.
Into what?
And cast them into another land.
Cast them into another land. All right?
As it is this day.
See that? Now when you go into the Hebrew of another land, it's how it says it in Ezra, where it says aratizah. Something aratizah. Matter of fact, I can get it right now. Something like that, right? So just because the Apostle Dahar brought this out, and through the Spirit, we just talking about it, prophesying about it. These things came to pass, man. This is another land. Matter of fact, get Ezra's. Being that we talking about it. Yeah, I think it's 13. Yeah, 13. Yeah, because Arsareth in the Hebrew language is what that means, another land. Let me get the my sword real quick.
I got it.
Okay, go ahead,
No,
bro.
Second Ezra.
Okay, read that, bro.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 13, and I'll go straight to the point. It says, "For the Most High then shewed signs for them, and he held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half."
It says it right there in the Old Testament as well, man.
And the same region is called Arsareth.
There it is, Arsareth, right? So we've got Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 28 for the Hebrew for another land, because that's exactly how you say it. All right, in the Hebrew is Achar, right? Achar, and land is Arakazah. All right, so that's Arsareth, man. That's over here on this side, the Western Hemisphere. This another land is where King Solomon would send the navy to, which was called Ophir. All right, the Lord, because this place was what? A paradise. The Lord had this place a paradise, man. He got all kinds of gold, all kinds of resources, natural resources, all kinds of different things on this side. But look at it now. Esau done did the world dirty, man. All right,
It was paradise over here, bro.
Paradise over here.
It's like how it started. 'Cause this land was untouched.
Right.
It was literally probably a mirror image of what the East was around the Garden of Eden, because this land was untouched.
It's untouched.
You know.
And this is where the 10 tribes, inhabit. You know, and this is why the wrath of the Lord came from the like it says, I will bring the swift as an eagle. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
The language that
Which was these damn Edomites, man. All right, and now we fulfilling prophecy. We fulfilling prophecy that as it is written, we're going into the scriptures and showing you very plainly what these scriptures is talking about concerning us, man. Over here is where our people, the 12 tribes, first the northern kingdom came, man. All right, and what happened to them? They were subjugated, robbed, raped, murdered. Hey, all types of history has proven. All right, that those are the northern kingdom of Israel, man. Okay, so we here in America right now. All right, and Lord willing, Yahweh Shah is going to deliver us from here real soon, man. And these things are coming to pass as we speak, man. All right.
I got something real quick. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33, and it reads, it says, "Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were pressed together."
There it is, brother. You got that.
Now this is the question, because that never happened in history, man, where you had the southern and northern tribe under one heathen nation being persecuted under slavery, man. Okay, there's only one place that's happening. That's what Israel. That's spiritual Egypt. Okay, America, man. Okay, spiritual Sodom. All right, Babylon. This is the only place that we was in the same captivity, because we've been separated from the time of the Assyrian captivity. The northern tribe went to the Assyrian captivity, then the ones that escaped went to another land, which is America, and then Judah. All right, they went to the Babylonian captivity, and it kept on going off, man. See, so we was never acting together as one nation in captivity.
After the split of Solomon.
Right, after the split of Solomon, all hell broke loose, right? And you had Rehoboam and Jeroboam, and they were going off, completely going off. Yeah, it was, That's why the Lord, going back to Deuteronomy 20, says he had very great indignation, casting out the land. Why? Because of the kings, man. We have wicked kings, man. It says, this is Jeremiah 50:33, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were pressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." And that's right here in America. That's exactly what's going on right now, man. Okay? They refuse to bring us back. Because how did they refuse to let us go? Because we don't know that. We know, but the majority of the children of Israel don't know, okay, that they have another land to go to. But that's talking about their nationality, man. Their heritage been stripped from them. This is the place where we don't know who the hell we are.
Right. You know what that proves? It's like the scripture you brought out earlier, bro. We have been discontinued from our heritage. Right? Because you had Canada. That's another major area. Just north of here, same landmass, right? Which the French devils French Edomites, all right, and the British Edomites. That's right. British and the French took that over, and that belonged to Gad. They just recently found a bunch of damn slave burial grounds over there. All right, by of Gad, all right, the tribe of Gad, which is so-called North American Indians. All right, this whole land mass, man, all right, was inhabited by the 10 tribes. The Central Americas, man, the Central Americas are a third world country, bro. The South, yeah, Mexico, all right, that's leading in the Central America, but that's damn near a third world country. Why do you think all of them Israelites want to come up here? All right, the South America, those are damn near third world countries, man. All right.
Hey, Honduras, man, and all those places, they have the highest murders in the world, man.
Yeah, Nicaragua, yeah, you don't want to go to Nicaragua, bro.
Honduras, El Salvador. Hey, I remember watching a documentary. They had 99 murders in 24 hours.
Come on, man. That's the curses. Yeah. That's the curses like no other, bro. You mean to tell me those people ain't under curses, bro? Right? That's the curses, bro.
Yeah, that's curses.
That is the straight curses of Deuteronomy 28.
Yeah, bro, that's straight.
They on that same gun shit that Judah on. You know what I mean? MS-13, 18th Street. You know what I mean? You have the Mexican Mafia. All that gun shit.
Yeah, brother, that's right.
They're into it, man. They're in the same hoods, the same project.
Get that prophecy.
But they're not the Israelites, though.
Especially you Negroes from New York, you should know that, man. You New York jigs, man. You have Puerto Ricans that live right next to you, Dominicans that live right next to you, man. You understand? So you should know that you're the same people, man. You understand?
Yeah, we're gonna get the prophecy or the curse that came upon our people. Just by these curses alone, you can identify who the Israelites are, man. You see? We're talking about the North, Central, and South Americas here. All right, where our people inhabited thousands of years before the so-called white man came here. See that? You got it? Yeah, you might have to.
You have the Isaiah 11?
I got it. You bring that out first.
Okay. Isaiah, verse 11, chapter 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
Can't say Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is setting his hand again a second time to recover the remnant of his people, man. You understand? And that's what we preaching to you, Jakes, man. Matthew 3:1, man. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You understand? Where up?
Which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea.
So all these places, man, across the four winds of the earth. That's what James 1:1 says, what? To the 12 tribes of Israel, which are scattered abroad. So you have Israelites in places like the brother name, man, Egypt, you have Israelites there. And that's a known fact, because Egypt is right next to Israel, man. Mm-hmm. And in the Apocrypha, it speaks of the Jews of Alexandria. Yahweh Shai went to Egypt to hide, man. Right. You think he had amongst Jakes in Egypt, man? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right. Acts chapter 2, verse 9. Parthians and Medes and Elamites and the dwellers in Mesopotamia and in Judea and Cappadocia, in Pontus and Asia, Phrygia, Pamphylia, in Egypt, and in parts of Libya about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Greeks and Arabians, do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful words of the Yahweh.
So this was Israelites that was scattered across the old world, man, as you know. Europe, Africa, and Asia, man. You have Israelites across there, man. You know what I mean? In that time, man. The Israelites were scattered going back to that time, man. That's why you have the Hellenization, man. You understand? Of the Israelites, man. When the Greeks took over, man, that was a major scattering. That was a major scattering of the Israelites, you understand?
Yeah. And Simon Cyrene is a good example. Where's Cyrene at? That's Africa. So, this is North Africa, right? I think it's Egypt. Cyrene. Around there. Okay.
But it's right next to Egypt, though.
Yeah. Check the map, but it's definitely Egypt, because you had an Israelite community down there in Egypt, because you had told from the time of the Hellenistic period that had control over Egypt.
It's in Libya.
Libya?
Yeah,
So he was known as, the king of the south. He had his lights in Egypt.
Right, Alexandria.
Alexandria, yeah, because the Apocrypha tells you that.
Alexandrian Jews.
The Alexandrian Jews, yeah. Hey, the Lacedaemonians, the Apocrypha tells you, which are the Spartans.
Yeah, that's right, bro.
Were Israelites, man.
First verse, Maccabees 12.
The Lacedaemonians, man. They were Israelites, the Spartans, man.
Yeah, bro, right.
You know what I mean? We the same people, man. We tell you that. Israelites.
Right.
Understand? So Israel is scattered across the four winds of the earth, man. And we in them redemption times, man, where the elect of those peoples are going to be redeemed.
I got something. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
This is the curses, man. That's why you have so-called black and black crime. You have the gangs, Crips and the Bloods. You have the GDs, the BDs in Chicago. Vice lords, killing each other by the thousands. The Hispanics.
Yeah, the Central Americans.
Central Americans, just like we were talking about. MS-13, 18th Street, they're killing each other. In the prison system, it's a war zone. You know what I mean? You have millions of Jakes locked up in the prison system, that jail system, killing each other.
Even around here, slacking. Even around here, you got Simeon against Issachar all the time. Heavy.
Yeah, so Cyrene is a fact in Libya, but it's right near Egypt.
Yeah, all of that's North Africa.
Yeah, all that North, yeah.
North Africa, Northeastern Africa.
Yeah.
You understand? But hey, Israel is under those curses, man. Being evil towards one another.
It says, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
That's going into the broken homes, man. That's why you don't have no fathers in the home, man. Right? Because of the curses, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, the black woman is a demon, same way. But a lot of these jakes are off too, man. You know what I mean? They have children and not taking care of them. You understand? So it's a balance same way. You know what I mean? The woman is off, but you men are out of order same way.
That's how you know we need the Yahweh Shai. That's how you know we need the new covenant, bro. Because look at our people. I mean, think about it. If you don't have the scriptures, bro, how are we gonna know what's right and wrong? This is how you know we need the scriptures. This is how you know that we fulfill the prophecies, man. Which is the curses.
There's a thing in the so-called black community called what? Generational curses, man.
Yeah,
you have the grandfather in prison, the son in prison, and the grandson in prison.
Yeah.
Following that same legacy, man. Ganged out, the whole family's ganged out, the children is ganged. Hey, that's very, very big in the West Coast, man, in Los Angeles. You know what I mean? Where that gang culture is like a religion.
Yeah.
The whole family's ganged out, the children is ganged out.
Generational curses.
Generational curses.
Yeah. So I got that first Maccabees 12. I started at verse 18.
Right, and what this is going to do is going to give you a understanding on how Israel, even back then, was scattered amongst the heathens, all right? And up until this point now, you know, putting that into perspective, man.
Straight to the point. It says, it is found in writing, 1 Maccabees 12, verse 21. It is found in writing that the Lacedaemonians and Jews are brethren.
Right, the Lacedaemonians and Jews are brethren. You know what the Lacedaemonians is? All right, they call themselves Spartans, man. Those are the Spartans. You know the movie 300? All right, the movie 300? All right, those are the Lacedaemonians.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
And that they are of the stock of Abraham.
They are the what? Stock of Abraham. If you go to Acts, it also says the same thing. Hear ye, brethren, ye men of the stock of Abraham. All right, who's the stock of Abraham? The chosen line. The Israelites back then, all right, they was calling themselves Lacedaemonians. Their line, their lineage went back to the Israelites, man. And they were calling themselves Greeks, man. Spartans. Go ahead.
That was it.
I have it right here. Lacedaemonian.
Yeah.
Lacedaemonian.
Yeah.
A native or inhabitant of Lacedaemon, an area of ancient Greece comprising the city of Sparta and its surroundings.
There you go, brother. Go ahead, brother.
Thanks a little bit more
Bring it out.
to show you that they understood that now reading on, it's going to show you that they understood that the Lacedaemonians were in fact their brother.
Right.
Now it says, now therefore,
since this has come to our knowledge, ye shall do well to write unto us of your prosperity. We do write back to you that your cattle and goods are ours, and ours are yours. We do commend, therefore, our ambassadors to make report unto you on this wise. It shows you that they were going back and forth. They're always communicating back and forth.
Because the Lacedaemonians were selling up those jakes that were Hellenized, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So they were like a foreigner, man. You know what I mean? Like you had these Jamaicans, they call people like from America. Jamaicans born in America are foreigners, man. Even though they're the same friggin' people, man. They're the same people from the same cousins.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they call look at them as not the same people, man. Same thing with Jake, man. Same thing with Jake back then, man.
That was a great point that you made.
Jake of all the tribes, like even the Puerto Ricans, they did that with the Puerto Ricans that born in New York. They call them Yankees. You know what I mean? They look down on them. You know what I mean? That's a Jake thing, man.
That's why the scriptures say this. I got two I'm going to bring out real quick. This is Romans chapter 10, verse 11. I'll start at 11. It says, for the scripture saith, whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed. For there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek.
Right.
For the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him.
That is a perfect link to exactly what we're reading historically concerning the Hellenized Jakes that we read about Lacedaemonian, man. We just saw, we just read it. See that they go back to the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man.
Yeah.
That's why the scripture says that. You see, clowns and stupid Christian crackhead idiots don't understand that, man. Yeah. That's why these scriptures like that was written, because this is BC, bro. BC. This is BCE, before the Common Era. This is before Yahushua came, all right, on the scene.
Exactly.
That's why Matthew 6:24 says, "I'm not sick, but unto the lost sheep."
And the scripture you quoted earlier in Acts 13th chapter, I got that real quick.
Yeah, good.
Just to bring out the word stock also. It says, Acts 13 and 16, it says, men and brethren, children of the stock of Abraham, and whosoever among you, it says, and whosoever among you feareth the Most High, to you is the word of this salvation and sin. That's why the scriptures say, let me go back to it. That's why the scriptures say in 11 and, what was that? No, 10, excuse me. That's why it says in Romans 10 and 12, for there's no difference between the Jew and the Greek, for the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him. So those that are going to fear Yahweh, fear the Lord and hear his name, are of what? Let's go to the word stock. In 13 and 26.
That word stock.
The word stock says, showing you gotta be in a category to even fear the name of the Lord. Right. You gotta be part of a cosmos.
It's part of that
fear the Lord.
That's part of that world.
That's that
world, bro.
That's the cosmos. Everything when we break down the word cosmos, what we talking about, man? The stock of Abraham. So it says the word is, well, obviously the word is genos. The word stock pretty much means
gene. Look at that.
Genealogy.
Come on now. So now that cuts the spiritual Israel.
Can't be
that cuts that, bro.
Big time.
That what you call it? The what you call the theology they talking about now?
Yeah.
Replacement theology.
Super.
And that was exactly bullshit. So the word is genos.
Wow.
From the Greek, the word is genos. It says kindred, offspring, family.
Offspring, bro.
Come on, bro.
Stock, tribe, nation.
Wow.
Nationality or descendant from a particular people. All right? Point blank period. Now let me see if we got something else. It says kin.
Scripture just bodied you, Christian.
Yo, they gotta know. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Wait,
Scripture just bodied
no
you.
way these people don't know, bro.
The scriptures just totally bodied you, nigga.
Wow, bro.
You don't know history.
That's
Look
a
at words.
cut. That's an axe. That's a whole.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
So going back to what you read in First Maccabees, these men are the stock of Israel. That's what, and the brother made a beautiful point. That's what you call Hellenized Jews.
That's right.
You know, they were Hellenized, meaning they were Israelites that took on the Greek custom. Just like how you got Americanized Israelites.
Right.
Same shit. Israelites that call themselves American, yeah, I'm American. Nah, but what do your lineage go back to? Nah, we go back to Africa or American. But even to say you African, you're still saying you come from a stock of an Edomite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's damn near saying the same thing like you American.
Yep.
2 Edomites.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
So you ask an Israelite, yeah, no, but you in this tribe. No, I'm American. That's a Hellenized Israelite, man. That's a Hellenized Jew.
Right.
Not Americanized, because we in the American Empire now.
Right, it's American.
But back then, they'll be considered Hellenized Jews.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, come on, brother.
That's
This
right.
don't lie, brother.
See that? See that? I got more on that, bro?
I got
Yeah, that was the point.
I got something to ping
Go
the
ahead.
points real quick. So this is Romans 9.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Romans 9 and
that
7.
whole chapter is
Yes,
just a head chopper to a damn dumb Christian.
Yes, sir. This is Romans 9 and 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham
Right.
are they all the children. But
These are they see. So who's that talking about, huh? Who's that talking about? I bet Christians they can't even answer that. Who's the seed of Abraham that is not counted for the seed, not counted for the promise? All right, Ishmael and the sons of Keturah. All right, not including Isaac. You see that? Isaac is the seed of promise, right? And out of Isaac came who? Jacob and Esau, right? And we could go to 2nd Ezra 3 and 16 in case you want to be that Edomite that sung that song. If I am Edomite, even if I'm a Edomite, you know, it says that the Lord put by Esau.
Yep. One of my favorite scriptures.
That's right.
It says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all the children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
There you go.
That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God.
So you Arabs, you Ishmaelites, you out. Salvation doesn't pertain to you. All right, Esau, you're out. You broke the brotherly covenant, and your spirit that's in you is not upright. You're the wicked the Bible speaks of. You gotta, you're definitely salvation is not for you. It says that salvation is far from the wicked. And then you got those other damn heathens, right? That came out of Keturah, and you know, be it the Aramites or the different kinds of heathens that came, all right, out of them. Salvation is not for you. It's only for the stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right?
But the children of the promise are accounted for the seed. This is Galatians chapter 2, verse 16. Now to Abraham and his seed.
Abraham to his seed. We're gonna find out who his seed is. Go ahead.
Where the promise is made. He saith not, and to seeds as of many.
There it is. We just named them. Ishmael, all right, sons of Keturah, even Esau. Get that 2nd Ezra 3:16, bro. Here, I got you right.
I got it. I'm here.
Okay, yeah, 2nd Ezra 3:16,
Yup,
bro.
I'm here already, bro.
Done.
I'm gonna start up, brother. 1 verse, 2 verse
Alright,
up,
bro,
brother.
no doubt.
It says 2nd Ezra 3 and 15. Matter of fact, 14 says, "Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou." Damn, I can start at wrong one, bro.
Yeah, I was
Go
gonna
right
think
ahead,
yeah.
Bring all
I
that
start
good
13.
stuff out.
Yes, sir.
It says, "Now when they lived so wickedly before thee,
Right.
thou didst choose thee a man from among them whose name was Abraham. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou shewest thy will, and made an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed." Verse 16.
Singular.
Yep. And it says, verse 16, "And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau."
Hold up. It said, unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac you gave Jacob and Esau. Go ahead.
As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee.
Hold up. As for Jacob, thou didst, you can hold right there in Romans 9. Romans 9:13. You see that? It's Christian cracking head time.
Yeah.
In the scriptures. All right, you're talking about Esau. It's not the white man, and then you know he
Done away with.
He's done away with. No history to back it up. No facts. All right,
Just
That's-
hopes and dreams.
It's hopes and dreams and conjecture, however you want to say that word. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, "And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and And then to Isaac, also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put Esau, read again, and put by Esau.
Come on.
Put by Esau.
Put by Esau, old way of saying disregard. Get that nigga up out of here. That bastard. Hold up. Then we can get Hebrew words. That's one of the faves, man. You can get Hebrews 12 and 16. Right? Let's get that. You know, matter of fact, you got it. Finish that out. Finish that out.
It says, and so Jacob became a great multitude.
Jacob became a great multitude. What? The 12 tribes.
Which is going back to Abraham. He's going to be the father of many nations. Because
many nations. Because Jacob, because the Lord said he was going to scatter Israel.
Right.
Amongst all the nations. That's right, brother. Great point.
To cut these Christians, you know.
That's right, because, hey, man, you're going to have Israelites that look like these other nations. That's in the prophecy. We just read it in Isaiah 11. We read it in James, the 1st chapter. We were reading all over the Bible.
And Revelation 7 and 9.
Revelation 7 and 9. Go ahead, brother. That's right. That's the main one.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16.
Lest there be any fornicator.
Whoa. Fornicator, man. All right? A vile person. All right? That's what you so-called white people are. And you heathens, too. Come on.
Or profane person.
In particular, as
Esau.
As Esau. Come on.
Who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Come on, man. I mean, does it get any more plainer and more clear, bro?
No.
See, we're not talking about the appearance, such as a so-called white person, because a so-called white person could be an Israelite.
Right.
You could look like a so-called white person, but your lineage, your seed, goes back to the people on the side. We're talking about the Edomites as a spirit, as the spirit, all right, of an Edomite, okay? The lineage of an Edomite, all right? That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about appearance here, all right, when it comes to the Israelite foreigners.
Exactly.
And that's just plain and simple. We always make that distinction.
Yeah, no, just to give you an example, because even going back during the time where, like, we talking about the last
right.
They were what? Israelites, but they were Hellenized, right? Now, you probably had mixed among them.
Absolutely.
Israelites that were actually dark-skinned, and Israelites that actually look like Edomites.
That's right, man.
Just like today.
Yeah.
It's exactly like today, bro. You got dark-skinned Israelites, you got Israelites that look like Edomites.
That's right, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Esau's military, just hip-hop world, just regular dwelling around, bro.
That's right.
So, you know, there's always been a confusion of faith, even going back then, bro.
That's right, brother.
You know?
All right. Like I said, I got the word for profane, and it says heathenish wicked.
Go ahead again.
It says heathenish wicked.
What is that word?
Profane. The Greek, yeah, which is it's a G952, and it's Beelos.
You don't gotta get it.
Yeah.
Right, which is what, profane?
Yeah, profane.
Which really means what? Outside the temple.
Outside.
That's why you had, with Solomon, you know, King Solomon Temple, you have the court of the Gentiles, which when you look at the actual construction of that, bro, they're outside the temple.
Right.
When you look at it, they tend to be outside, I believe, around the perimeter of the gate of the temple, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Kind of checked out the build of it, you know, the construct of it. They're not even in the temple gates, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Esau is outside the temple, these nations needed, they're profane, man. You know, outside the temple. Meaning, and then what? On top of that, the temple is really Israel now. We're the temple of the Heavenly Father. So they outside of this covenant, man. There ain't no heathen could. See, that shows you that heathens cannot graft their way into this, bro.
Right, bro.
If you of another lineage, you can't non-profane yourself among us.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't. You got something?
Revelation chapter 11, verse 2. But the court which out the temple leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles.
Like, hold on. Real quick, somebody go to the court of the Gentiles, like an image or something.
Okay.
Don't get it, bro.
It says, but the court which is without the temple leave out and measure it not. It is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 40 and 20.
See that? They're outside the temple, so they're not within the construct of the temple. You know what I'm saying? You got like a map, yeah. No, not like a build, like how it's built, like temple, court of the Gentiles.
Okay.
Yup. Yeah, that was it?
That was it.
Alright. So let me see, what was well, that was the point. I got something also here, I believe I was holding Romans. You got something, bro?
This is the book of Acts, chapter 11, verse 19. Now they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution.
Acts what?
11 and 19.
Okay, good.
Now they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution that arose about Stephen traveled as far as Venice and Cyprus and Antioch, preaching the word to none but unto the Jews only.
Read that one more time, bro.
This is the book of Acts chapter 11 verse 19. Now they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution that arose about Stephen traveled as far as Venice and Cyprus and Antioch, preaching the word to none but unto the Jews only.
See that? The Jews only? Oh. You see the thing is this, right? Yo, understand the scriptures is like a math formula. If you understand the formula, you can solve any problem. So no problem, right? But you don't know the formula. How you gonna solve the problem? But if you understand the math formula, okay, now that's what they gotta teach you in school, right? Let's just go back to math. Because math means what? It means truth, a math. So once you understand the formula, all problems is fucking clear as day now. Now you can go, oh, all right, now I know the formula, so you take this, which I was okay in math, up until a certain point where whatever, but basic math, good, algebra, blah, 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 whatever. So the math today's mathematics, right? Like the fucking 5%. It was today's mathematics, right? So today's mathematics, right? You gotta understand that the Lord is only dealing with the Israelites. So once you understand that, now you understand that the Gentiles are Israelites. Now all the problems or the mysteries is now solved, and it's that much more easier. You know what I'm saying? It's that much more easier once you understand the basic formula is that the Lord is only coming to save the Israelites, man. Now you understand the mystery of the Gentiles. Now you know when it talks about the Gentiles shall be saved, or in Isaiah, what is it, around 9, I think, that you should be a light to the Gentiles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's that talking about? It ain't talking about the actual Gentiles, because now you're going to mess up the math problem. Now you just butcher the whole equation. Man. You know what I'm saying? Simple.
I noticed mostly they said upon the scattered abroad through the persecution. Because Israel was being persecuted. You understand? All those jakes, when you go to the Maccabees and wanted to remain, carry the traditions of Israel, they were being persecuted. They were being killed. And that's a lot of them forsake that are the Israelite way of life. You understand? But guess what? That don't mean their children, their grandchildren, their great-great-grandchildren wasn't Israelites. They were still Israelites, but it was under that Greek way of life. They were Greekified, they were Greeked out Israelites, man. Just like you have this guy, the Greek freak, man, authentic people, man. You understand? Yeah. Basketball player.
See, this is a picture right here. Going back to what? Revelation 11:2? This is what it look like, bro. That's the temple, and look at the court of the Gentiles.
Oh shit, yeah, it's definitely, it's out. Definitely outside.
It is out, go back to the other one. I'm gonna show it to the camera in a second, so bear with me. Yeah. You see? Wow. It's outside the temple.
Wow.
It's within no walls of the temple, bro. It's outside the temple. You know what I'm saying? As you see at the bottom, it says court of the Gentiles at the bottom. And at the top, it says court of the Gentiles. So where's the court of the Gentiles? Outside. But yeah. So why the Gentiles can't go inside? Because they're not part of this thing, man. And that's talking about the actual Gentiles, not Israelite foreigners. And that's why the wicked scribes and Pharisees had a problem with the apostles was teaching. because they was teaching about Gentiles coming into the temple. But those weren't actual Gentiles. Those are Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Whether they look like Israelites or not. But the fact that they were, away from their nationality or identity, they were looked at as outcasts. Yeah, heathens of Israel. You know what I'm saying?
In the historical account, even, add on, land back to that, you had Sanballat and those two heathens, right? That was, trying to stifle the building of the temple, right? And Cyrus sanctioned, Why didn't Jake or Israel allow them to build with them, which they wanted to do? Why didn't they allow Sam?
I was just being the speech.
Yeah.
Get the hell up out.
It was a Moabite, it was an Ishmaelite, and I forget the other. I think it was Ammonite.
Was it?
I think it was.
I
think it might have been Ammonite.
Okay.
Whatever it was, I forget the other two names, but I don't know. One name is Sanballat, man. And why didn't they allow them to build with them?
Right,
if they could come, if they could, you know what I'm saying? If they could just, come up in the temple and
think they have some type of inheritance with it.
Exactly. Why didn't they allow them to build with them?
Yeah, because what did they do after that? After they told them Zerubbabel, right?
Yeah.
They told them, yo, get up out of here, man.
They said, you got nothing to do with this, bro.
They made the work harder for our people, bro.
That's why they had to have a tool in one hand and a sword in another hand. Because what? One to fight and one to build with, man.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 2. A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Kind of bastard is what illegitimate.
Let's get that. Yeah, I got one of Zechariah.
The Amalekites, you got bastards.
That's what I asked.
And I'm about to read that. You are illegitimate.
This is Zechariah, that's right, chapter 9, verse 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. And I did a lesson on that. You look up Ashdod, the geographical area of Ashdod, it'll lead you to Tel Aviv, man. Alright? Which is where? With them damn so-called Amalekites, them Scumalakites over there defiling the land. And I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
God, a bastard, man. And that's an illegitimate, man. You know what I mean? So you can't enter the congregation of the Lord if you're not legitimately an Israelite, man.
Like Esau is a dad. Esau is followers. You know what I'm saying? Esau is followers, bro. Exactly.
That's simple.
Even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord. And that word 10 just means what? Completion, man. You understand? Perfection. You understand? An Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation.
What's not Sanballat and his two buddies? Sanballat and his two buddies was Ammonites and Moabites. Ammonite and a Moabite. They can't come in. Yeah, let's get that, bro.
They're probably read this to them. Because they had the scrolls.
Yeah.
They probably went and read it in the Hebrew. You want Ammonite?
That's right.
In this congregation, man.
Get it. We're going to get it for you.
An Ammonite or Moabite, which is a Japanese, you Ammonites,
Right.
Chinese, you Moabites, shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to the 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever.
Forever.
And so you eat it, man. Ammonites, Moabites, yeah, that's an example, man. But it goes to all you eat, man. You don't have no part in the royal rulership of the Israelites, man. You have to be born of Israelites, man. This is a thing about birthright, man. This is a thing about lineage, man. You know what I mean? It's nationality, man. Exactly. You know what I mean? This is a thing about being chosen. You understand?
Right.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, okay, you heathens, you other nations, you've been lied to, man. You've been given a lie. All right? The lie is this Bible, this book doesn't belong to you, man. Okay? Your spirit has to be in this book, man. This book has our spirit in it. Our spirit resides in this book, going back to Romans 8 and 16. All right? See, a lot of you people think when the Lord comes back, he's going to be, holding hands and everybody, coming and doing meetings and loving everybody. Nah, man. The Lord is coming back to put you other nations into captivity. If we went into captivity, the people that the Lord loves, how much more you other nations? You nations going right in captivity, man.
Yeah.
And that's the gospel.
Yeah, man. hey, the nations got to pay for what they did to the Lord's temple. When did Esau pay for that, bro? I mean, yeah, they died of old age, their kingdom went down, but it came back. So when did they really pay for that? They got to pay now because, for one, they messed with the Lord's physical temple, along with his spiritual temple, which is who? The children of Israel. I got something real quick. This is Psalms 79:1. It says, "O Yahweh, the heathen are come into thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps." And we read about that during the time in the Apocrypha. You know what I'm saying? 70 AD. You know what I mean? And it's gonna happen again to the fleshly temple, so to speak. But not the elect, really not the elect. But it's gonna happen to Israel when it's called Jacob's trouble, man. You know, but during the time of Antiochus, 70 AD, they went up in the temples, they destroyed it, they sacked it, they stole our stuff, you know, they stole everything that was in it, the gold, the riches, you know what I'm saying? Sacrificed pork on the altar, you know what I'm saying? So it says, the dead bodies of thy servants have they given to the meat, unto the fowls of the heaven, the flesh of thy servants unto the beasts of the earth. You're reading what? When they totally destroyed Israel. And that's what the Lord Yahushua warned about. During the time of the Maccabees, you had Judas Maccabees who did rise up through the spirit of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? He put a spirit on him to fight back the Greeks. And we prevailed. You know what I'm saying? It says, but during the time of Yahushua was not our time, man. You know? But the time is coming where Yahushua is coming back to fight for us. Because guess what? Them same Greeks and Romans, they back here again. They call themselves a president. They call themselves the presidents, congressmen. You know, they sitting up in them high seats. The legislators and all them. They all back here again today. Them Caesars. Alright? So they gonna pay for what they did back then. So it says their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us. How long, Lord, wilt thou be angry forever? Shall thy jealousy burn like fire? And the answer is no. The Lord is getting ready to avenge his very elect. Alright, this time that's coming, man, is Jacob's trouble, but really it's 2/3 of Jacob's trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? Because scripture say, well, he shall be saved out of it. Who? The elect, the 144,000, the 1/3 of Israel. Alright, so that's what, hey, rock the Yahweh Shemel Shai. You know, we at the end of this man's kingdom, man. Yo, I mean, shit, brothers, I know brothers feel it, man. You know, you can feel it. You can damn near see the kingdom coming in, man. See the destruction happen.
Anticipation.
Because again, like we always say, World War III ain't gonna be no war in Afghanistan, bro. Ain't gonna be no damn 20-year war. You know? You'd be surprised if it's 20 days. A 20-day war. Tension is built, but once the nukes are shot, that's the end of that war, bro. 1 hour. That's when Yahushua is coming back.
Bring out, brother. This is Nehemiah chapter 2. Now, this is the historical account of how Gentiles, the natural Gentiles, could not be brought in to the temple. This is actually dealing with building the temple in the book of Nehemiah. It's going to give us the nationalities of these 3 heathens that tried to, you know, stop the temple from being built.
This is Nehemiah chapter 2 and sort of 18. Then I told them of the hand of my power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And he said, let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for the good work. But when Sanballat, the Horonite,
the Sanballat, the Horonite, which Horonite, we just looked it up, it goes back to the land of Moab. So this Sanballat was a Moabite, go ahead.
And Tobiah, the servant, the Ammonite,
so it was a Moabite, an Ammonite, go ahead.
And Geshem, the Arabian.
And then Geshem, the damn Ishmaelite. You know what I'm saying? And then you just read in Deuteronomy that an Ammonite and a Moabite can't come into, a bastard can't come into the congregation, and then a Moabite and an Ammonite. All right, these are the very nations that examples of who can't come. You can never come into the salvation or the covenant of Israel, man. Go ahead.
Oh, and it's also been recorded in history, I believe it's in the things Josephus, that those nations back then, they had a thing where when adversity comes upon us as a nation, they would say, oh, well, we're not them.
Right.
But when things are all smooth and nice, that's when they say, okay, yeah, we're Israelites. This, that, and third.
Right. Yeah, that's right, bro. When the adversity comes, you on the other side. Go ahead.
It says, heard it, they laughed us to scorn and despised us and said, what is this thing that you do? Will you rebel against the king?
See that? And they were creating a conspiracy to say that, oh, you know, the Israelites are going to build up their kingdom, or build up their temple, and they're going to rebel against the king. They're not doing it because, you know what I'm saying, they want to be joint with the king. They want to rebel. So they were stirring up strife and discord and trouble, man. And that's why, man, you goddamn heathens got it coming for you too, man. Heathens got it coming to them too, man. They proud as hell, and they forward the affliction, bro. You know what I'm saying? All Nehemiah wanted to do was build a temple because he saw that, you know, his people was all jacked up from being taken over. And so the king allowed him to sit, you know, the Most High put the spirit of compassion on the king, and he allowed him to do, you know, he allowed him to go into the land and build the temples, man. But these damn heathens, Moabite, Ammonite, and the Ishmaelites was stirring up trouble. All right? So come on, you heathens, man. All right? If it's one of you, it's all of you. You see that?
And they did the same thing. They tried to do the same thing during Ezra.
Right.
He was under siege.
Right.
Because Nehemiah, his job was pretty much like, you know, build up the fortify the city round about. And that was during the time, correct me if I'm wrong, during the time of the period of Darius the Great. You know, but in any event, those heathens are always known for coming and disrupting the building process, man.
Right.
You know?
See that? So this is an example of three heathens, just three, but they represent the nations as a whole, man. All right. Because like I said, if there's one of them, there's all of them, man. The damn Moabites, the Ammonites, and the Ishmaelites was not with Israel, all right, building and having something of our own, man. It was always with trying to keep us down, man. All right. So we couldn't rule over them. So the time is coming, man, when Yahweh Shai is going to come, and you're going to be in subjection, you're going to be subjugated, and you're going to be dealt with, man. All right? That's the fate of you heathens, man. All right? Not salvation. All right? You're going to get your ass jacked up for 1,000 years, and then after the 1,000 years is over, you'll start to be able to do something. But under the governance, under the rulership, all right, of us, man. Okay? You ain't gonna do nothing without our approval, man.
Right. That was it. I got something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right, this is I actually went into something real quick, right?
Yeah,
Check
go
this
ahead.
out.
Yeah.
This is perfect to what you guys are talking about, right? So now I went into Isaiah 14:1, and I'm speaking to the elder, right? Check this out. So I went to Isaiah 14:1. I went into the definition of join, right? Now, guess what this is? Yeah, I'm gonna read the scripture first. Yeah, read the scripture. Yeah, no. So this is Isaiah 14:1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." And the word I want to bring out is the word joined. Because we have to understand what the Lord is talking about when it says that they're going to be joined unto the house of Israel, and they shall cleave unto them. All right? Because if the subject is, these Gentiles can't enter into the temple, man. So check this out. The word for joined in that is loyal. Okay? And what does loyal mean? It means to join unto me. So what's that's talking about? The strangers are actually talking about the Israelite foreigners that's going to be joined, okay, unto the Israelites, man. The ones that naturally look like Jake, okay, that's going to be delivered. All right. Now it says here when you go into it, it says here to cleave. It says to join. So how is a natural heathen or a natural Gentile going to be joined to the Israelites if it says that a Gentile cannot enter into the temple? Yeah. You know. Yeah. And that shows right there all right, that these strangers, okay, are talking about Israelite foreigners, and a lot of you camps are breaking it down wrong, man. All right, and these are just simple words, because why? Because the gospel has to go out upon the four corners of the earth, and we see in Revelation 7:9 when John looked, he said, "Yo, I see many nations, tribes, and kindreds, people of different looks, people that came from different places." You feel what I'm saying? So we can't judge somebody, okay, by the way they look. We have to judge by the spirit, man. And a lot of you people, go ahead, bro.
This is the Revelation chapter 7 verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues.
But hold on though, brother. How can that be heathen, bro?
How could that be?
How could that be the heathen, man? You know what I'm saying? It can't. You know, that multitude is talking about who? The so-called Gentiles, man. All right, because when this vision was seen, he's seen them as what they appeared to look like in his earth. You know what I'm saying? Appeared to, he's seen them as, you know, you got this guy that's, that look like a so-called Edomite. That's how we seen it. But we know when the Lord changes our body, you ain't gonna look like an Edomite, man. Because to look like an Edomite is a curse. So you're gonna have to be changed. So a lot of things God in the Revelator scene, he's seen it for what it appeared to be. Now, when you go back to Isaiah 14, you still there?
I still got Isaiah 14.
Yeah, because in the Red Bible, when you go to the precept, it takes you to Isaiah 16 and 1 on down. And I'm going to read that. Read that one more time.
Okay, this is Isaiah 14:1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob."
Cleave to the house of Jacob. Now, that's are Israelites cleaving to the house of Jacob today? No, not all of them. Only the elect.
Right.
So all of Israel is going to cleave to what? The house of Jacob being our what? Inheritance. Our heritage, man. Coming back to your nationality. So that's cleaving to the house of Jacob. All Israelites, the scripture say they shall all know me. There should be no need that one teaches another, one teaches neighbor. But they shall all know me and say that they're Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? So again, back to the word they shall join is the word loyah. All right, which means join to me, which is the Levites. Levi is joined to the Lord. And then the scripture said that we shall be a nation of kings and priests.
That's right.
So all of us going to have the lot, really the 144,000, the top governing body, are going to have the position of priest. But we all going to be priests. All the men are going to be priests, man. You know? Because guess what? Our sons are going to come, they're going to be the elect. Our sons are going to come back righteous. You know what I'm saying? Starting with the elect. So let me real quick go to Isaiah, which is a direct precept to what you just read to show you that it ain't talking about Israelite, it ain't talking about Gentiles, but it's talking about Israelite foreigners. All right? Shalom, man. So let me go to Isaiah 60 real fast. It says, "Arise and shine." Let me see something real quick.
That's a 61, I think.
No, it's the 60.
The 60, okay.
Yeah, I was going back to 14 to see something.
Okay.
But yeah, let me read this. Isaiah 61. It says, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee." What's the light? The knowledge. You know what I'm saying? The light shined upon us. You know, the scriptures call the men that are going to go out there in the highways and byways to preach a candle that cannot be hidden. You know what I'm saying? So it says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people upon thee." But the Lord shall arise upon thee. And that's how we're able to obtain this knowledge. Because here we are in a world full of darkness, but we have this truth, we have this understanding. Hey, that's the Lord rising upon us. The Lord revealed his secret. The Yahweh Shai, how you doing, man? The Lord revealed the secret to us, man. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, he gave us that oil, the understanding. When Yahweh Shai loses 7 seals, all right, he made it able to where the elect will be able to understand it. All right, you got something real quick? Yeah.
Luke chapter 2 verse 32. A light to lighten the Gentiles.
Read up one verse.
Okay, this is St. Luke chapter 2. I had it written down.
Okay.
St. Luke chapter 2. verse 31. It says, I saw that 29. It says, Lord, now lettest thou thy servant depart in peace according to thy word. For mine eyes have seen thy salvation, which thou hast prepared before the face of all people, a light to lighten the Gentiles, and the glory of thy people Israel.
See that? Gentiles and Israelites. We read it in Romans the 11th chapter. Salvation for the Jew and the Greek. There's no difference between the Jew and the Greek. The Gentiles talking about the Israelite foreigners, all right? And whenever it pertains to salvation, this is an easy formula to remember. Whenever it pertains to mercy and salvation, it's talking about the Israelite foreigners, with the word Gentile is there. Or stranger. Yeah.
I got one more. Yeah. Saint John, it's like it. 1 John, verse 4, chapter 1, verse 4. It says, in him was life, and the life was the light of men.
Yeah.
And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not.
See that? Hey, man. This is the light. Because they ain't talking about actual light and dark, or flashlight in a dark place. All right, because the scripture say what fellowship have light with darkness.
Yeah.
But once this light is shined, darkness is seeing it, but they can't comprehend it.
Right.
They can't comprehend it. We didn't through the spirit from the apostle down, starting with Yahushua are the beacon of light to this world. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. This is light shining right now. If you can see this world in another aspect, so to speak, it'll be pitch black with just spots of light. One spot of light here, one there, another one there, another one there, another one there. It's just a dark world. You know what I'm saying? The light represents the men of the Lord that are out there preaching His word.
Right.
But the darkness don't comprehend. Yeah.
Again, this is St. John, not 1 John, St. John, chapter 1, verse 5 again. It says, and the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not.
Yeah, you got something?
Yeah, so real quick, this is Baruch, chapter 4, verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
Yeah, that's like, what's that, the book of Psalm where it says, thy word is a lamp unto my feet.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Which is a light. What is your feet? Your feet supposed to guide you. You got that?
Psalms chapter 119, verse 105.
Yep.
None. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
You see that? So now we see where we go. Because here it is, people in this world with all that's going on. They moving, but they don't know where they going. They go wherever the hell the devil's telling them to go. You sort of say, all right, we need everybody to be okay. We're gonna pass this legislation. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. They going. They're like the wind just traveling all over the damn place. They don't know where they going, but because they walking in darkness. On top of that, when you walking in darkness, it's like you walking blind. You like, you tapping. You don't know where the hell you're going. You walking right from the cliff, or in a fire or a ditch or something. But here it is, we in the dark, right? Well, the dark surrounds us, but we got that light, that lamp. So we watch our steps. You know what I'm saying? Walk over that. You know what I'm saying? You walk over this obstacle, and you jump over that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Check this out, bro. This is how do you say that? This is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18. But the path of the just is as the shining light.
Beautiful.
And that shineth more and more unto the perfect day.
You see that? And that proves that when people see you and they all like, yo, something about you, man. I remember you from like 3 years ago, but something different about you now, man. Because that glow, bro. That light, that aura about you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's actually, bro, it's real. The spirit is vibrant, man. The spirit is vibrant, whether it's the spirit on the right hand side or on the left hand side. You can tell when darkness is on somebody, man. And you can tell when light is on a person. Or you can just tell when they're just a zombie, like they're dead. Whatever spirit they got ain't activated yet. You know what I'm saying? But you can tell when somebody got some real demons on them, and you can tell when somebody, got that light on them, man. So read that again, bro. That was a bad one right there, man.
Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18. But the path of the just is as the shining light.
So the path is evident. All right, the path is very clear. It is there. So imagine you're in a dark place, and then it's just this path going all types of turns and straight lines or whatever, but it's illuminated.
Yeah.
You know where to walk, and that's the word of the Lord. You know exactly where to walk. That's why, again, Wisdom, Isaiah 33 and 6. Wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of the time. Now imagine walking, these are the people that fell out the truth. Imagine walking and then the lights go out. You know what I'm saying? You stuck because you don't know where the fuck to go. You don't know where to go. You probably, what you're going to do is go back and try to walk back in the same path. But then you're going to end up in a worse position, man. You know? Yeah.
It says, that shineth more and more unto the perfect day.
Wow. That shine more and more unto the perfect day. So the light, the brightness is going to perfect until the perfect day, which is the day of the Lord. Showing you that our light is supposed to get brighter and brighter. With the parable with the 10 virgins, Matthew 25. That light you're supposed to, hey, now that fire is supposed to be burning never more than before, bro. Because here it is, we have I want to, if you are the elect, you got an unlimited amount of supply of oil. Because like David said, King David, my cup runneth over. You know what I'm saying? Aaron, in Psalms, it's 103 and 113 says the oil dripped down his beard to his garments. That's an abundance of oil, man. Knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's being made perfect for that perfect day. And guess what? The more oil you got, the longer it takes for that wick to burn. But when it's dry and brittle, this shit just burn out. It just burn out, man. I'm referring to an old-fashioned lantern. You know in the islands, bro, remember them kerosene oil? The kerosene lamps? Yeah, I remember them motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Yeah, I remember this, I can remember the smell right now. Yeah, bro. You know, that particular smell, like, you know, gotta get that oil. And if you ain't got no oil, it's a blackout. You know, you're like, damn, you should have filled up the oil. Your mom beat you. Man, I tell you, forget somebody. You know what I'm saying? Word, bro. That's old-fashioned living. That's old-fashioned living.
Which is actually the best way to live, too.
Yeah, bro.
Yep. No. This is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 5. O house of Jacob, come ye and let us walk in the light of the Lord Yahweh.
Yep. Which is this word again. All right, that's what we commanded. That's what we commanded you to do. Now, guess what? The lights is really gonna go out in Babylon. Whether they shut down, you know, have some grid terror attack or some crazy shit, it's gonna be darkness out here, man. Spiritually and physically, man. Remember in Egypt, it was so dark that you could feel the darkness.
Yeah.
You know, and then them demons. And I was watching a few videos from some apostles and elders about CERN. You know, CERN. I believe the portal thing.
Oh yeah.
So opening portals to dimensions and all this other shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Hey, the Lord could do that. The Lord could give this man the technology to do certain shit like that, bro. But guess who's doing it ultimately? Jehovah Shem Yahushua. You know? So yeah.
This is 1 John 1 verse 7. But if you walk in the light as he is in the light, ye have fellowship one with another, and the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, his son, cleanseth us from all sin.
That's right. What's that? That's in I think it's Psalms 119 as well, right? How can a young man cleanse his ways? Yeah. It's in the same chapter. It's the other one you read. Matter of fact, go back to that chapter, bro. Read that chapter. It's not a long chapter, right?
What, 119?
Yeah, it's a short chapter.
It's the longest chapter.
It's like they got Eve and they got so many different parts.
You got a bunch of different parts.
The whole Hebrew alphabet.
Right. That's the whole thing.
Well, yep. You got the thing.
Yeah, what? So how many, like 100 some verses?
Yeah.
176.
Where you at?
I just read St. John, but I got a First John actually when I said, but I got another. This is Second Corinthians.
Like this. Yeah, I'm trying to go. Yeah.
This is 2 Corinthians 4 verse 6. For Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, had shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge and glory of Yahweh in the face of Yahushua HaMashiach.
That's right. And what came first? You had the darkness and then came the light. You know what I'm saying? Then came the light, man, and that's what it is. The darkness came first. Here it is being a world full of darkness, then here comes what? Here comes the light. You know what I'm saying? Here comes the light. And the light is here to stay.
Yep.
Alright? In other words, this word that's being preached throughout the four corners of the earth, it ain't going nowhere, man.
Right.
This is it, man. This is the into a greater light. And that's when we are made perfect when Yahweh shall come back, Lord willing. Alright, when the Lord Yahweh Shah put the laws statutes and commandments and the inward parts, man, we gonna shine forever. You know? We gonna shine forever, man. All right?
What you're just saying is reminding me of something called exponential growth. I mean, it just keeps on compounding and compounding. It's growing and growing. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stay stagnant. Like for example, Psalm the 19th chapter where it says, the firmament shall declare the handiwork of the Most High. Right? Once this word went out throughout the four corners of the earth, did it stop? It kept spreading. And it's not by our word, it's by Yahweh Shai's word. So this thing is already in motion and it's only going to grow, all right, in Yahweh Shai's time. Whoever, the Most High has sealed to have it, have the knowledge.
That's right, that's right.
I got something real quick.
Yeah, what's that, bro? Oh, okay, come.
Yeah. It says, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken away from misery, and their going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
Yeah.
But
No, I was just going to say, because what scripture saying, what's 1 Thessalonians 4, about the dead is going to rise first, towards the end, the dead in Yahweh is going to rise first. So in the sight of the unwise, it seems as though they perish. When a brother, when the time comes, some brothers going to have to get persecuted for the word of the Lord's sake, and some brothers will get the guillotine. People will think that this man perished in vain. But then they're going to see that this is the righteous man that stood in great boldness when he get raised up. Okay.
it says here, for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself.
See that? Like that one chick that could have been an Israelite foreigner that made the analogy of the silver being purified in fire. The silversmith, he knows he's done purifying the silver when he sees his own reflection in it, man. And that's the work of a craftsman, bro. You see your work, you see yourself in your work, and that's how the Lord is making his men, his chosen, making us perfect, bro. Lord, and that was a dope analogy, man. Because the Lord is putting us through that fire, and when you overcome that fire, trial, and adversity, the Lord sees perfection in you, man. Because guess who else did that? Yahweh Shai did that. He said, if I could do it, you could do it. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, I'm gonna be that. Like it tells you that I think it's in Hebrews that he's also be a succorer to them. Which succorer means a helper. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be a helper to his men when we going through that fire. That's those are the basic things, the basic and fundamentals to remember, man. Especially when all hell break loose, bro. Because we all gonna be tried, man. Like gold is tried in the fire. We all gonna be tried, man. Most important thing,
Furnace of adversity.
that's right. It's to remember that we're being tried through that fire. That's why scriptures say, thinking not strange, the fiery trial which is the trial. So don't think it's strange when, for brothers who are on unemployment, just give an example, your unemployment run out, now you're debt broke, you're having a hard time finding a job, the Lord is going to make a way for you to provide, man. You know what I'm saying? Just maintain and have that faith.
Yeah.
What else you going to do? Lose faith and then what? What, are you in a better case because you lost faith? The fuck? That don't make any sense.
And that's heavy. That's why the scriptures say, woe unto them
That
that
lost faith.
lost
The rock,
faith.
second chapter. What shall you do when the Lord shall visit you, man? Because you're going to be visited anyway.
Right.
You want to be visited faithful or faithless?
Right.
Which one? Because you're going to get visited either way. Yeah,
That's what the Lord said to fear not. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 17, verse 12, which defines fear. The fear is nothing else but a betraying of the securers, which you mentioned earlier. Which reasoneth,
read that again.
done. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 17, verse 12. For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the securers.
See, with the training of the helper. Or the helper. Where does the scripture say our help come from the Heavenly Father, from on high?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Psalms, Proverbs 1. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You You know, you fear the Lord. You don't fear what man can do. You'd rather fall into the hands of the Lord than in the hands of men. Because here it is, the whole world is falling into the hands of man right now. When people are forced to do something that they don't want to do, by man, they're falling into the hands of man. All right? Yeah?
Which reason offereth, and the expectation from within being less, counteth the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth torment.
Yeah.
So you're basically afraid of what you think is going to happen or thinking so, rather than actually waiting to see what the outcome is going to bring, what it's going to be like. Why? Because you lack faith. That's what it says right here again. For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors, which is Yahweh, which reason offered, and that's a gift. That's also the book of Sirach. It tells you about the different senses of the Lord blesses them. You get that on the sixth sense, which is spiritual. It says, and the expectation from within being less. So what you think is going to happen is that's the less, being less. Count of the ignorance more than the cause which brings the torment.
That's ignorance means to not know. So you're sweating over what you don't know. Exactly. Worry about what you know. What do we know? We know that the Lord is coming back to bring salvation to those that put their trust in Him. But you see, because that's what Jake does. You know, not just Jake. People, the flesh do that. The flesh wearies you into thinking all types of crazy hypothetical shit that probably won't ever happen. You know, and that alone will stress you out more than what's really messing with you. You know what I'm saying? Or what's really going to happen. It's going to get bad. But then at the end of it all, we're going to say, well, what the scripture say in 1 Corinthians 4:17, that our affliction is not to be compared to the glory. Get that real fast? Because you're like when you know one day, we're going to be like, yeah, that was it. You know what I'm saying? We're like, damn, all of this for that? Woo! Thank God I waited, man. Rock the Yahweh Shemel, I waited. That's what that's what the elect is gonna say, man. Yeah. And then that's why the 2/3 is gonna wake up to that shame. They're gonna have shame for a period of time. Because they're gonna see what they forsook for what they got. Here it is, you decided to take the MOT, alright, biscuit, alright, just to throw off the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? You took that just to enjoy the pleasure of sin for another couple months, let's say. You know what I'm saying? Or another month, or another week. But you might take the Mach B and end up getting killed the week after. You know, or probably don't wake up in your sleep. Now you're done. And the Lord gonna wake you up and put you to reserve you for missiles, man.
Damn, that's the hell of a
that's the king of terrorists, brother. You know? Yeah, brother.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 9. But as it is written, I had not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which Yahweh have prepared for them that love Him.
So no matter how much you think about how glorious the kingdom is going to be, you ain't scratching the surface, bro. I mean, yeah, you see that? Think about it. Because here it is, we think about the spiritual powers in the kingdom. Yeah. But we still ain't scratching the surface. I don't care how great your imagination is. You're talking about you're gonna be here for 1 second and then blast off in a millisecond and leave a big crater. That's nothing compared to what you're gonna be doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Go in a field full of Edomites and then do that and then have them fall in the crater that you left behind. You know, crippling them with rocks falling and all that, man. You know?
Over the elements, you know it's gonna be new elements.
Or just raise up a bunch of Edomites with your teleportation.
Right.
And then squeeze them together in a little ball and let it implode. Like a damn detonation. You know what I'm saying? And let the other Edomites see that. Or I'll bring some Edomites to your plantation and make an example out of my Edomites to fear your Edomites. I mean, not that I'm gonna need to do that, because you can be a terrible lord yourself. But just for the fucking fun of it, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Real fun.
Meditating terror.
Meditating terror, bro.
That's something. Romans 8, right? Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
See that? So that proves the point. when this fiery trial of affliction is overpassed, then and the elector in the kingdom, man, you know, I say we, Lord willing, I'm the elect, gonna look back and see the shit that we went through, and be like, yo, this ain't nothing compared to what we got now, bro. This is incomparable, man. That's glory, bro, and that's that mindset you gotta have. That fuck this life, because we don't have nothing here, bro. What do we have here, bro?
Nothing.
Shit, bro.
Fucking check by check, you know, if that, you know, unruly fucking woman that you gotta live with, GMO food, expensive water. If you want decent water, which is still in a plastic bottle, fake ass pH water for $4, $5, you know, getting taxed. So some nights you can't even get a good sleep.
Can't even sleep well.
I remember last time. I got a little brother, man, in his early 20s. That dude could sleep, and he be getting some real good sleep. I be like, damn. Every time I go over there, he's sleeping. I'm like, yo, I wish I could fucking sleep like that, man. I can't sleep like that, man. I mean, we get whatever rest we get, but really we don't even rest.
We don't even rest.
You know what I'm saying? So this place is out of here, bro. Some days you just want to lay down on your stomach, just get a back rub, a foot rub for 24 hours straight. Where the fuck that's at?
You ain't getting that shit.
Getting that
Over
shit.
here, bro.
Fucking, you get a woman to rub you, she give you some measly ass rub. You know, fucking white man, she like, I'm not done.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yo, fuck this place, bro. God, man.
Yeah.
You got first
Corinthians 4:17.
I think that's it, right? Or the second Corinthians 4:17.
I think it's 2 Corinthians.
Yeah, I always mix up the two.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17, and it reads, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory."
Scripture's called light affliction, man. Alright, this is a light affliction, bro. We know what we're going through before the truth, during the truth, and what we're going to experience at the latter end of this man's kingdom. It's all being compared to as a light affliction. The Lord even said that. He said his burden is light, his yoke is easy. You know what I'm saying? Come unto me, all you that are heavy laden. Micah 2:10 says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. You know? So, hey, man, this thing that's about to trickle down, or just remember, the Lord said that what we going through, what we going to see in this place, ain't nothing compared to the glory that's about to be revealed. So when we start seeing massive death, you know, people buck wilding, Esau throwing them frequencies on, when he put on them low frequencies and had people brain dead and acting like zombies and shit, ain't nothing compared to the glory we about to inherit, man. So we living in some real ill times, man.
I got something.
You know, miraculous times.
And to add on to what you're saying, man, they're starting this new not a new project, but they're starting this thing. I think they started in the West. Maybe they're doing it in certain places here in the city that really is undisclosed right now. But the black lights.
Oh yeah.
They put in black lights. All right, the replacement, not like all the street lights, but they're adding black lights to the damn street light system, which is meant to tell if you're vaxxed or not. Okay?
Because going back to that Lucifer race.
Yeah,
that was information that came out in the early 2020 about this whole thing.
That's right. That's what's causing people. If you go under it, you can see your veins and everything. If they light up, that means that you're vaxxed because you got that chemical in it.
Hey, we just know that this man is doing a whole lot of shit under the table, bro. A lot of shit, and it's gonna manifest. Everything which should be manifest, but it's gonna play out.
That's right.
It's gonna play out. That's when people gonna lose their damn mind.
I look forward to seeing some of those joints, man.
Oh yeah, bro.
I really do.
And you remember, you notice even these street lights. These ain't the same ones from back in the day. The one from back in the day used to have the bulb, like it could break.
Yeah, the actual bulb.
You could throw rocks in there and it would break, but these are different. These are
They got the LEDs now, bro.
Yeah, these are LED. That's what they look like. So maybe they could swap out the bulb, or they could just change the bulb. I don't know. You know, put on some shit and change the bulb. But these ain't the same street lights back in the day.
Good observation.
The old ones was that dull yellow light. You know, that dull yellow light. This is that bright LED light. You know?
I got something real quick for you.
Yeah, that.
2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. That says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter time." Wait, move that again. This is 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Miseries, man. You said miseries, bro. All right? You ain't going to be able to do what you used to be able to do in America. America is now changed. You know what I'm saying? It's a changed world.
America's actually gone.
No more, you know what I'm saying? You can't do what you used to do in America freely like you used to do anymore. Now there's restrictions, man. There's restrictions. All right? And that's bringing about what? People, you know, doubting, like, damn, like, the future don't look too bright. Look at Biden, man. Biden falling asleep. Biden falling asleep at world meetings and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was having to sleep. I wish I could get some time, bro. He was knocked the fuck out.
They had one eye open, one eye closed, man. Looking crazy, bro.
Crazy.
With a mask on.
Brother, this dude can't, you know, he is not competent. That's how you can tell they're puppets, bro.
Yeah, he the oldest president ever. How old is this nigga? 80?
I think he's in his 80s, like.
No. Is it? Oh yeah, you're right. 76. Trump was 70.
I thought he was like 80 something. Cause he's, he's fucked up, bro.
Yeah, he's 76. Yeah, oldest president, bro. That nigga already died, man.
With all that money he got, he's still like, he can't even, you know, he can't even read the sentences that.
Yeah, he be fucking up.
He's really fucked up. Like, for real.
That's a joke, bro. There's something behind putting this guy, you know.
Yeah, something's not right. Something.
Yeah, they got the first NY governor. She may be the next first female president. Because here it is, you got the first so-called colored president. You know, a Hamite, a nigga-looking Hamite, Barack Obama. You know what I'm saying? which was the first thing to happen in this U.S. history. You know, now if they put a bitch up in there, then you already know this place is done.
They pushing the Queen of Heaven worship really heavy, man.
Exactly. So that's very plausible. Yep.
Everything is about women being in power over men now.
Yep.
But that's in the scripture. Lord said,
New thing.
That's the thing. It's a new thing. And that has caused women to become extremely proud. So a lot of you are going to be reminded of the fear of Yahweh and Yahushua because you have forgotten. And you niggas too. See, read about, you know about the flood, read about it, but you don't actually like really sit down and like try to marinate it, you know? Imaginize what all those souls were actually going through back then. You got women that were pregnant, you know, old women, get a little stick or whatever, old men. And they started seeing water coming from out of the atmosphere, out of nowhere. Right, bro. Water's coming out from the deep.
It's never happened.
It's never happened. Because back then the earth was watered by the dew. But rain, that was something that was unprecedented. It was never known or seen before.
That's why they laughed at him.
But at the end of it all, the joke was on them. Because once that water started to rise rapidly, there might probably been a little mountaintops or whatever, little housetops or whatever. But you gotta like really like visualize, man. You know?
Yeah,
and then Jay could have possibly been seeing things underneath the water. Most likely could have kept their spirit in their bodies underneath the water while their lungs get filled up with water. Right? You might have probably seen sea dragons eating Jake up in the water, bugging out. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta like actually, you know, try to visualize what we read in the scriptures.
Yeah. King of Terror, bro. Drowning is a fucking fucked up death, man. Hey, remember we had that Hurricane Ida pass through last week?
Right. Yeah.
I think how many people died in New York? Like 12 or 17 or something like that. One basement apartment. They show you the wall gave out, and then it gushed through the person's apartment. It killed an older woman. I think it was an older woman and her son. You know what I mean? They drowned because when that pressure started building up, you can't run to the door and try to open the door to go upstairs because there's pressure pushing that door in. So you gotta have some immense strength to try to, you know, pry that shit open, man. Here it is. That was a little measly flood that took place, bro. Imagine when the Lord flood the whole earth, man. Yeah,
This is 2 Peter 3, and I'm gonna start with 7.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm going to start up a little bit. 5. It said, for this they really are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with the water, perished.
Which is talking about during the time of the flood. During the time of Noah. You know? Which was a terrible way to go. So one thing that never took place on the earth was the destruction of that time. And another thing that's never taken place on the earth, which is a nuclear holocaust, is going to do what? It's going to rock this earth.
Yeah.
All right, this is the second. That's why Scripture called it the second death. The first death was during the time of Noah. This is going to be the second death, the second mass death.
Yep.
All right, so there's going to be a lot of casualties, man. Just like the earth was flooded, there was a massive casualty saving their souls. The fire is going to do the same thing. The fire is really going to kill a lot of people. Because not everybody's going to die by the famine. Not everybody's going to die by diseases.
Right.
But the majority is going to die by fire, bro. By thermonuclear destruction. Yep. That's where the majority is going to die at, by fire. Get it?
It says, and it reads, it says, but the heavens and the earth which are now by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Exactly. So hold on, bro. I have a question for these Christians. What is that talking about? Because it says we know that the earth itself was flooded back then. Now it says the earth again is reserved for a different type of catastrophe. But it's fire. So what is that talking about? Is that hell? So wait, what was the flood? Was that hell too? Was that Atlantis? Atlantis type of hell? You know, was that an aqua hell? What the fuck you call that? You know, an aquatic hell? You know, no. You know what I'm saying? Hell is going to be played out right. Hell is the condition played out on earth. And here it is, the devil is here on it, ruling. You know what I'm saying? People got this Disney imagination of what the hell the Bible is saying. This ain't no Disney movie, bro. This is real life, and here's the devil. And the people around you is his minions. Well, he got the real minions, the demons, which is his military, his higher ups. Right. You know, and then you got the like you see in the hell movies, you got the people being tormented. You know, that's the regular people. You know, you got the angels that were cast into that for a period of time, which would be who? The first chapter. The angel was kept out their first mistake. You know, so hell is right here on earth, man. And it's going to be made manifest when, as John seen, when he's seen the lake of fire, he was seeing a vision of America being on fire. You know what I'm saying? He's seen America on fire, standing on a chariot over the firmament, seeing America like the sea of glass mingle with fire, with the ozone layer and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Watching them waves of nuclear explosions, just boom, boom, you know, one after the other, just flowing. Nuclear waves, fire waves, 200 million missiles, warheads detonating, man. That's about to happen in real life. Yeah.
It says, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. Yep. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Right, so see, the Most High is in charge. And what the Most High requires is for the chosen to repent. That's how the movie got to play out. That's how it's written. That the remnant will wake up and repent. That's how it's written, so that's how it got to be done. Yep. So the destruction is held off until that's fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Well, he want that honey.
I think he's trying to the coast or something.
Oh, yeah, he want that honey. Yeah, brother.
It says, but the day, this is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
It shows you that heaven and hell is two conditions played out on the earth. Because brother just broke it down about about hell being a condition, all right? And it just said what in the heavens being on fire, right?
Yep.
It says, which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
And that's in the heavens. Meaning that heaven, whose heaven is this? Esau, the so-called white man's heaven. The devil's heaven. This is the devil's heaven. This is his world. It's time to rule. All right? And it's gonna be destroyed, all right, by how did it go?
It says, which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise,
With a great noise, God.
and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And the elements melt with fervent heat, which is that thermonuclear destruction, man. All right? Rightfully so, God.
It says, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
Oh, burned up, bro. Just like we went into earlier. Ezekiel 24, right? The scum is in a pot.
Oh yeah.
The Lord coming with fire. You know, all throughout the scriptures, it says you're gonna get burned up. You're gonna be melted.
I think this one in Jeremiah too. That talks about you going to Jeremiah chapter 9. Yeah, brother.
Now, this is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. Behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven.
Right.
And there is what? The day of nuclear destruction. That thermonuclear warfare, man. That thermonuclear heat is unprecedented heat. You understand? And all the proud, yeah, and all that do wickedly shall be stumbled. And so are you wicked? You know what I mean? The Edomites, 2/3 of Israel. Hey, you're gonna be stumbled, man. You're gonna be burnt up. You heathens that are in the souls of America, you're gonna be burnt up. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. None, nor branch from Esau Edom, man. Your kingdom is done, man. You know what I mean? Your own enterprise, your establishment, your Edomite empire, Babylon the Great, is going to be done for, man. Nothing left, man.
Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 61. And thou shalt be cast down by them as stubble, and they shall be unto thee as fire. They shall consume thee and thy cities, thy land and thy mountains, and all thy woods and thy fruitful trees shall they burn up with fire. Thy children shall they carry away captive, and look what thou hast. They shall spoil it, for the beauty of thy face. That's what's coming to Esau. A complete obliteration of their kingdom. With thermonuclear fire. And after that, they're going to be put into captivity under the nation of Israel. And after 1,000 years of all slavery, they're going to be exterminated. Completely. That's the judgment that's coming to Esau.
I got you, brother.
Yeah.
This is Obadiah.
That's it.
You know what? Let me go to 15, man. You know what? I love, you know what? You gotta start doing more videos of Obadiah, man. You used to hate that shit. This is Obadiah, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
What violence did they commit against us, the nation of Israel? The violence of slavery, the letters from Willie Lynch, and all kind of heinous acts that they committed against us as a nation. Trail of Tears, Wounded Knees. The list goes on. All the heinous atrocities that they committed against us as a nation of people. And for your violence against us as a nation of people, what's going to happen to them, boy?
It says, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
And thou shalt be cut off forever, just like a tree, like a branch. Cut it right down. Gets cut off.
Yep.
Boy, from the roots on down, boy.
Yep, jump down to 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen.
Right, for the day of the Lord Yahweh by Shai is upon all heathens. Okay? Upon Esau, the so-called Caucasian race, Moab, the so-called Chinese, Ishmael, the so-called Arabs, Elam, the so-called East Indians, Ammon, the so-called Japanese, and the list goes on. Even the nation of Israel. They're also considered heathens as we speak. And there the Lord is swiftly upon them. Go ahead. Yep.
It says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen.
Yep.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
So as they are done, you get me Ezekiel 35. Because it says, as thou hast done unto us, guess what's going to happen? We're going to recompense you double for what you've done unto us.
Yes, sir.
So we can get that real quick.
It's 35 verse 5.
35:5, yeah.
Let's look up Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Right, because you've had a perpetual hatred, an everlasting hatred against who? Against the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and I shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
During the time of slavery and post-slavery, more so. Go ahead.
By the force of the sword.
The sword is their blessing. What is a sword? A sword is an instrument of cruelty. Modern day sword is your gun. Assault rifles, your pistols, and ultimately those ICBM nuclear missiles. But back then, during slavery and post-slavery, they were gunning us down, lynching us, burning us, making fun of us, mocking us, of goods and services and entertainments. Go ahead.
God, in the time of that calamity, in the time that the iniquity had an end.
Right, in the time of their calamity, in the time of slavery, and in the time that their iniquity had an end, post-slavery. Because we suffered slavery because we had sinned against Yahweh and Yahushai. Even today, we are yet this day in captivity under the heathen nations, with the chief of them being the wicked, who is Esau Edom, our main enemy. But you have two-thirds of the nation of Israel who trust in oppression. That's all for themselves, right? And they trust in Egypt. They trust so much in Esau Edom to the point where they will literally fight for these devils.
Yeah.
They will defend Esau Edom. Go ahead, bro.
God, therefore, as I live, said the Lord, power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
Right, so the Lord is going to prepare thee, O Esau Edom, unto blood. And how is he going to do that? Can you hold that? Can you get Ezekiel, the 25th chapter? You know what I'm talking about, right? Ezekiel 25, sharp treasure instrument. Ezekiel 25. He said he's going to use Israel. I'll get it for you. Hold on. You can start at 12, 25 verse 12.
God, this is the book of Ezekiel chapter
25 verse 12.
25 verse 12.
Go ahead.
Thus said the Lord power.
Because remember, the Lord said he's gonna prepare thee unto blood. How's the Lord gonna do that? Let's find out. Go ahead.
Thus said the Lord power, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and had greatly offended and revenged himself upon them.
From the time of slavery and post-slavery, even as you speak right now. Go ahead.
Therefore, thus said the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom.
Now the word hand in the Hebrew is yad, which means power or strength. So the Lord is going to stretch out his hand against Esau Edom through, first and foremost, his son, our Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach, followed by the elect of the nation of Israel, beginning with the governing body. We're going to be joint heirs with Yahushua in his kingdom that will be established upon the earth. And so the Lord is going to stretch out his hand upon Esau Edom. Go ahead, to do what? Go ahead.
Therefore, thus said the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it.
Right, so the Lord is going to cut off both man and beast from Esau Edom. That is to say that the Lord is going to exterminate the Edomites. Go ahead.
And I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dan shall fall by the sword.
Which are ancient cities of the Edomites. Modern day Teman and And by the way, too, the Temanites were the modern day Germans. Okay, the wise men of Teman, modern day Germans of Esau Edom. They're of Teman, and the Dan Edomites are going to fall by the sword. Those ICBM nuclear missiles, and also when they're going to be in slavery under us as a nation of people. Go ahead.
Verse Pastor, chapter 25.
How's it going, man?
Verse 14. God, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord power.
Now go back to Ezekiel 35.
Can
I got something real quick. Yeah. This is the book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 11. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof."
What is that referring to? Slavery. Time of slavery, when Esau Edom went beyond what the Lord had put them to do against the nation of Israel. They went way beyond. They did so many heinous things, man. There's so much that you can't put it into words, man.
It says, because he did pursue his brother with the sword.
Man, that's what he did. That's what Esau literally did. But he tried to murder or fall for the Jacob unjustly. Because to kill and to murder are 2 different things. To murder is to kill unjustly, whereas to kill is to kill with a just cause, for a just cause, according to the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But Esau Edom, because of their envy and perpetual hatred, as we get read in Ezekiel 35 earlier, had desired to kill or fall for the Jacob, who are ultimately us today, the nation of Israel. His seed line, his posterity. 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Right?
It says, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
And that's that perpetual hatred that we read about in Ezekiel 35. So this devil, to this day, this man, he hates us as a nation of people. That's why they compartmentalize us as being useless here, so-called goyim. And when you read there's a book called Protocol of the Learned Elders of Zion. Now, when you read Protocol 12, it tells you how they wish to change history, to erase history. And a part of doing that is exterminating us as a nation of people. Eventually. So they've been hating you niggas. But you just don't see it. Why? Because you're just an oppression. And stay there on.
That was really the point. Let me see. That's how I'll read on. It says, but I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the places of Basra.
Right. And the Lord is going to send fire upon Teman via those ICBM nuclear missiles. Because we understand that Teman is specifically referring to the German Edomites, but ultimately all of the Edomites are going to be faced with the heat from those ICBM nuclear missiles. And they mentioned Basra as well, right?
Yep.
Modern day Basra is America. Babylon the Great, because ancient Basra was a prominent city of the Edomites. So America's going to be destroyed, man, according to biblical prophecy. Now, whether you like it or not, that's on you. Prophecy will be fulfilled. Go ahead.
It says, verse 13, thus saith the Lord Yahweh. I read that already?
Yeah.
No, slack, I'm right. Verse 13, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of the children of Ammon, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
And not only Esau Edom, now you got to go to Joel the 3rd chapter, because not only was Esau Edom the only one that had us in slavery, but you also had Ammon as well, the so-called Japanese, and Moab, the so-called Chinese. And that's in history as well, because you had Jake slaves in the province known as Canton. It's like a trade. It was a major trading port between Ammon, or I believe it was Moab, one of them, that they would
trade Jake, use Jake as slaves. Now you got to go into the history in that. But that's just some brief. Okay.
It says, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have ripped up the women with the child of Gilead, that they might enlarge the border. But I will kindle a fire in the wall of Rabbah, and they shall devour the places thereof, with a shouting in the day of battle, with the tempest in the day of the whirlwind, and the king shall go into captivity. And
it mentioned the whirlwind. Now, what's the whirlwind referring to? The chariots. How about Shai? Isaiah 66 verse 15. And it also mentioned the king of the Ammonites. Because the Lord is going to come back to take the crowns from off the kings of these different heathen nations. When you read about that in Revelation 19, that's why the Lord is called the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Because he's coming back to take complete control and establish total dominance on the earth.
And finishing up, it says, and their king shall go into captivity.
Oh, their king shall go into captivity. As that, and you know what they're going to say to Esau? As thou become weak as we. And according to Revelation 14, as thou become as weak as we. Is this the man that did speak in the nations? Right?
And it says, he and his princes together save the Lord.
He and his princes together. The ruler, the king of Moab and his princes. The men under him. They're all going to go into slavery along with the rest of the heathen nations. The chiefs that mean Esau, Edom, for the things that they have done unto us as a nation of people, because they all afforded our affliction. They all afforded our captivities, man. So they have to pay. That was it?
Yeah, that was the point. That's
Like Ezekiel 35.
Something in Joel?
You can bring it out real quick. Yeah, we'll bring it out. It says booty. Booty.
Yeah, that goes into also what? Psalms 83rd chapter, man.
Yeah.
Alright? All them that had a confederacy against the children of Israel, conspired against the children of Israel to put us in captivity. Hey, the Lord is coming back to take vengeance on all these heathens, man, according to what they've done to the apple of his eyes. You know, and he'll be justified in doing so, because all nations had a part in slavery, whether it was major or minor. All right, at some point you did have, you know, part in touching the apple of the Lord's eyes. All right, so go ahead, bro.
God, this is my Joel chapter 3 verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people.
And they have done this during the period of the transatlantic slave trade. They casted lots. Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, especially Ishmael, the so-called Arabs, and Amalek, who are Edomites. They had casted lots for our people. For the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the southern kingdom of the nation of Israel, because you had the north that was already up there in the Americas. Specifically, mainly over here in America, Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and have sold a girl for wine.
Yeah, giving that boy for an harlot, sold a girl for wine. Because to them, we were nothing but possession, commodity. And they made a lot of money off of it. They got enriched off of us as a nation of people. Right?
That they might drink. They, and what have you to do with me, or Tyrians like that?
Which are Hamites, Philistines. Right?
And all the coasts of Palestine.
Right.
Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Because in the hands of Yahweh Shai there's a cup, and the wine is bread. Because all you heathen nations, you're going to go into slavery under the nation of Israel. And you will be recompensed for all your atrocities, all your heinous crimes that you committed against us as a nation of people. You're touching the apple of the Heavenly Father's eyes, man. He's elect. And ultimately all Israel. Go back to Ezekiel 35. Unless you got something.
Nah, good. I got a couple things. Yeah.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 7.
Yep.
Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passed out, and him not return.
Go ahead.
Verse 8. And I will fill his mountains with his slain.
Yeah, and the Lord said he's going to fill his mountains, his governments, with what? With his slain. How's the Lord going to do that? Through the laser beams from those chariots and also from those ICBM nuclear missiles, man. Go ahead.
And I will fill his mountains with his slain men
Go ahead.
in the hills and in the valleys.
His smaller governments, his valleys. Go ahead.
In the hills and in the valleys and in all the rivers shall be fall that are slain with the sword.
What is that referring to? Those ICBM nuclear missiles, man. Because America is that great melting pot. We're all various messages in Revelation 17 that the nations and the kings and tongues is the waters, man. So these devils are going to be slain in the midst of America alongside these heathen nations and 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Right?
Okay. Verse 9. I will make thee perpetual desolations.
Yeah. How's the Lord going to do that? By exterminating them through the hands of his people, the nation of Israel. Go ahead. That's how we back, right? Yeah. Okay, so hold that up there. Go ahead.
And I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return.
Yep, and thy city shall not return. Why? Because they're going to be completely obliterated by thermonuclear fire. Scripture says a fire not blown shall consume them. Because a fire typically requires air, oxygen, and fuel. This is called, or known as a fire triangle. But a fire not blown is going to consume the cities and towns, in the mountains and the hills and the valleys of the governments of Esau and throughout certain various parts of the earth. Because as an indignation which means the righteous anger of Yahweh Yahushai upon the heathen. Go ahead.
And I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know I am the Lord.
Yep. Go ahead.
Because thou hast said,
Okay, yeah, that was fun. Okay, so now let's go back to
15, right? Yahweh Hashem, It says, this is Obadiah 15. For the day of the Lord is near. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. God, that's talking about the reward for you other nations, man, which is going to be ultimately slavery. Because all you other nations took advantage, okay, the children of Israel. Who's the children of Israel? The so-called black Native Americans that you people think are the bottom of the bucket, the scum. Well, the people that you people think is a scum, okay, are actually heirs to the throne, man, royalty, okay, sovereigns, man. And all you heathens, all right, going back to Lazarus and the rich man, you heathens with the dogs licking the wounds, okay, the children of Israel, not allowing us to heal, man. Okay, you serve as pork, you serve all abominable stuff, okay. And what you do, you make you make a living off of us, man. Okay, but you don't heal us. You don't let us know who we are as a people, man. It says, for the day of the Lord is there upon all the heathen, as thou hast done. Now, what have you done? You nations put us in slavery. That's what you nations have done, man. And you nations are going to pay double for putting the Lord's sovereigns, Lord's children, the heirs of the throne into captivity. So what are you heathens going to get? You're going to get slavery for 1,000 years. All right? How about that, man? Okay? Because all the wickedness you did to the children of Israel, all right? What do you think the Lord? You think the Lord's going to let you people be bygones? If we went to slavery for going off, what do you think's going to happen to you people? The Lord says it's less than nothing.
Right. Now Esau for 1,000 years, right? But the other nations for eternity.
Right.
Don't go too lightly on the heathens, man. See? Because every nation outside of Israel, outside of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are enemies. According to the scriptures, they're enemies of the Most High, man. And they all, like you're going into, had a hand in our downfall. They all each had a turn in putting us under subjection.
That's right.
So payback is necessary. You know?
That's right. You proves that what you said. The book of Judges.
Yeah,
All throughout the book of Judges, you had all those different nations,
Yeah.
even including Ishmael, which I believe they were called Midian, right?
The Midianites.
You know, so every nation had us in captivity, man.
And they were prideful too. One more time. It says, thy reward shall return upon thy own head. For as ye have drunken upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. We'll go into it.
Wait, read that again?
Yeah. This is 16. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually.
Right, and that's something that you heathens did. You took advantage, man. Right, which was all allowed by the Most High to have us under subjection, under your foot. But the same power that put the chosen nation on the bottom, the same power is going to put us on top, man. And that's what we believe. Okay, a lot of our people don't believe that or can't see that, but they ain't got the spiritual foresight, man. Right. You see, the Most High instilled the spiritual foresight onto His chosen. You know, Lord willing, we are part of that number. We are part of that elect, the ones that will get delivered out of this fucking hellhole you see today. Got more?
It says, for as ye have drunken upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they have not been.
Right, and that's going into slavery. That's going into all the atrocities that fell upon our people is going to be placed upon you. Okay? Like that old saying you say when you're little, oh, if you say something to bounce off me, it goes back to you. That's what's going to happen. The curses going to go, are going to go upon you other nations, upon Esau double. He's going to get the hardest of the hardest of the captivity, of the punishments, right? As well as all the other nations, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Jeremiah 25, verse 28. And it shall be, if they refuse to take the cup in thine hand to drink, then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, ye shall certainly drink.
This is Jeremiah 25, verse 28. And it shall be, if they refuse to take the cup in thine hand to drink.
You know what? If you refuse your judgment, which is slavery, okay, you so-called white people, you Edomites, you other nations, if you refuse this cup of slavery, go ahead.
At thine hand to drink.
Let thy hand to drink. Why? Because we have to drink that cup. Okay, so the Lord saying,
Then it says, then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, you shall certainly drink.
yeah, meaning what? Thus said, what we gonna say? Like, yo, listen, the Lord got your people in slavery, man. That's what we're gonna tell you. Thus saith the Lord, y'all going right into captivity. All right, and it's not gonna be nothing nice, man. It's not gonna be nothing nice at all. Because why? Y'all gonna be ruled by gods, man. We're not gonna be in these bodies putting you heathens in slavery, man. Okay, we're gonna be above you in every single way. All right.
Psalm 75, verse 8. For in the hand of the Lord Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red.
You know what that cup is? That cup is talking about torture, torment, slavery. Everything that we've been through, think about it, that's gonna happen to you heathens, but we're gonna do it righteously, man. Okay, we can't forget you filthy Ishmaelites, what you did to us in the Sahara slave trade, man. Okay, you was castrating the sons of God. Yeah, we're the sons of God, not Ishmael, man. Okay, the Lord did away with Ishmael, all right? You're not the seed of the promise. Because a lot of you Arabs are proud, man. Talking about the promise went to Ishmael. No, it didn't. To hell with Ishmael, man. Ishmael's going to be in chains. How about that? All right? The only people that the Lord cares about is the Israelites. Isaac, man. Okay, then Jacob. And that's why y'all got to drink that cup. Because y'all was proud amongst the children of Israel, man. You and them Hamites, man. Good, bro.
Forget about the
Oh,
Yeah. We can't forget the Hamites. Yeah, Salaki.
Funky ass Hamite, goddamn monkey motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, because you Hamites, listen, we have a long history with you Hamites, man.
We always have beef with you Hamites, man. Okay,
Philistines
Our first enemies.
they're first enemies, you know. Okay, so we gonna have a special treatment. Don't think, okay, because we almost the same color and shit, that you're gonna have a easy time, okay, in captivity. Now you get it too, man. You're not gonna be you're not gonna be the taskmaster, okay. Tell them to go do that. Nah. Oh, y'all gonna get it hard, man. Okay, you Hamites, okay, gonna get it just as worse or just as bad than them Edomites. Why? Because y'all had a plight, okay, into putting the children of Israel in captivity. Okay, you Arabs, you so-called Arabs, made the boats, okay. You Hamites kidnapped this, made a plan with Esau, all right, and kidnapped the children of Israel.
Esau financed the shit.
And you damn Amalekites, you Edomites, you financed it, man. So all those heathens that I just named, y'all can be the bottom, man. Y'all gonna be the bottom of the bottom. Y'all gonna get it bad, man. Then you gooks, okay, you Moabites and you Ammonites, all you do is follow Esau, man. So what you gonna be? You're gonna be our washpot, man. All right? A lot of you Moabites and Ammonites are gonna be concubines, man. And we can't forget about you Elamites, because a lot of times you don't talk about Elam, man. Elam be going right to damn captivity. Why? Because you like to follow your father Esau. Okay? You discriminate between your own people, man. Alright? But all you nations are going right into captivity and the Lord comes back. And that's why you guys have that secret council against us, man. Okay, to keep this truth away from us. Because who would have thought? Who would have thought that we was the chosen people of the world and all your other nations don't mean anything? Let's prove that though. You want to get Isaiah 40:15? Okay, because get that. Because this is the thing. See, the Lord got you people thinking that you guys mean something. But you guys don't mean it. The only reason why you heathens exist was to be our servants, man. You heathens exist to be our servants and slaves. Why? Because we're gods. We're the people of the Lord. We're not gonna be lifting a foot or a hair. We're gonna have you other nations doing our work, man. Okay? Just like in this world there's a top and there's a bottom, in the new world there's gonna be a top and a bottom. And the people's gonna be the top of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Americans who are the Israelites, man. And you other nations gonna be at the bottom. But who's gonna be at the bottom is you Edomites, man. Okay? We ain't trying to miss out in the kingdom, and we trying to make it the first go round. We want to see every second of you, and we want to take part in every second of you people being tortured.
It says, for in the hand of the Lord Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red.
The wine is red. Okay? And you Edomites that hate blood. Alright? You heathens didn't hate, but you heathens that tell Esau, you know what, you need to calm down to the children of Israel, man. Let's ease up now, man. So all y'all gonna drink that cup. All y'all gonna love blood and taste blood. Okay? And get to know blood, because we got to know blood. Look at our people, man. You go to the hood, everywhere in the hood. Look at Chicago, man. Our people are killing each other left and right. But guess what? Those curses that's upon us, they're gonna be upon you. Alright? You're gonna hate your brother. You're gonna we gonna be separating your families. Your children's gonna be coming against you. The woman's gonna be over you, man. Alright?
It says, it is full of mixture, and he poured out of the same, but the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall bring them out and drink them.
Yeah, because we're gonna slow down time, man. The Lord gonna slow down time, man. And we're gonna put listen, the anger of the Lord is gonna be upon us when you people in slavery, man. You know what I'm saying? Your babies are gonna be dashed upon stones, okay? We're gonna be pinning your babies on the walls, alright?
Yes, sir. That was it? I got one more though, real quick. Psalm chapter 2, verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
That's one of the promises. That's one of the gifts that we want. Okay? We want slaves, man. We want servants and handmaids, man.
Right.
That's the gospel.
That's right.
That's the gospel, man. We don't want to be bygones with East Indian dot heads, okay, gooks, man. Alright? The Lord told us that we're powers, man. Allahayams, man. Okay? So we want servants and handmaids. Isn't that what royalty does? Doesn't royalty have servants? Doesn't royalty have people that work for them that's below them? Go ahead, bro.
It says, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
Meaning we're going to possess the whole world. Alright? A lot of you people can't fathom that.
Because why? Because we're just like you with a low state. But that's how it works in every story, man. The people that's in a low state become what? Or become powers, become heirs. Okay? The people that you thought were goofy will always end up being superheroes. The people that you thought were poor and nothing always end up being royalty. The Lord does that in every story. And you people about to be fooled, man.
It says, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
Yeah, we're going to break you nations with a rod of iron, man. Okay? We're going to break you, man. We're going to break that. That's how the Lord's getting you, having you heathens fat with pride. Because we're going to break you down righteously, man. Yup, you heathens going to see true power.
And the uttermost parts of the earth,
yeah, the uttermost parts of the earth.
It says, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
Meaning we're not going to be nice to you in captivity. We're not going to be nice to you in slavery, man. We're going to be very harsh. All right?
Okay. That was it on that. Right. Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 40 verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket.
So the Lord said all you nations are the drop of a bucket, man. So why are y'all mad at what we're saying? We're just reading the Bible. You are the nations, okay, don't mean nothing to the Lord, man. Go ahead, bro.
God. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket.
Now let me make an example of that, okay? Let's say you have no water, all right? And you're going to get some water at your local well, all right? You take that water in a bucket. You have a bucket, you take the water. When you're walking back to your house, you're not going to care. You're going to walk carefully, but you're not going to care about the drops that come out that bucket. You're going to care about what's the water that's inside of the bucket. Okay, well, that's your other nations. You nations are the drops that come out the bucket, man. Come on, man. These people, come on, man.
Yeah, bro.
God. And I'll count it as the small dust of the balance.
Yeah, see, these people are counted as a small dust of the balance, meaning what? They hold no weight, man. That's what that means. They hold no weight. You people don't have any type of weight to you. You people don't have any type of authority or equity to you, man, or any type of importance to you.
Relevance.
Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. God. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for a burnt offering.
You meaning no matter what happens, no matter all the offerings you do, okay, the Lord still ain't gonna change, man. The Lord still gonna make you care about you, man. The Lord's never gonna care about you other nations, and that's your problem. Okay, you looking at your gods right now. You looking at the people that you could be worshiping, man. You will never be in the shoe of the children of Israel, man. Because we have the one and true power, which is our power. Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, and then the power of the Israelites. There is no power of the Ishmaelites. There is no power of the Moabites. There is no power of the Ammonites, man. There's only one power.
Yeah, they're so-called gods or idols, bro.
Yeah.
Like it says in the book of Psalms.
Yeah.
Right? Your gods are idols, man. Chemosh in the ancient world, the abomination of the Ammonites, Molech, right? Yeah, you got the nut for them damn Egyptians, man. You know? See? Geb and Aminet and all of this crazy shit, man. You know? Seth, Horus, Iris, Osiris, Isis, Anubis, and the list goes on, man. You know, you nations so-called gods are nothing but idols. Idols, right?
What did Elon do when the COVID seed thing wasn't panning out the way they wanted it to pan out? They forsook their gods. You remember that, Edward?
Yeah.
Yo, they forsook all their idols, man. They threw them in like an heap.
Put a bulldozer in a bulldozer.
Bro.
Hey, that's why the Lord said this book of Habakkuk. Real quick, if I get that. I think it's second chapter. Yeah. It's in the book of Habakkuk. Yeah, the other nations' gods are man-made. Right? Not when we have the one true power, man.
Yeah, the truth, the only living God, man.
Yeah. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 18. What profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof had graven it? Right. The molten image and the teacher of lies that the maker of his work trusteth therein to make them idols. Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath that goes in the midst of it. But the Lord Yahweh is in his holy temple, and all the earth keeps silence before him.
Yeah, there's no life in them idols, man. When you first of all, it has to get made. It has to get made, right, by somebody. And after that, after you make it, just stand there like it just stands there. And you got idiots that actually worship that. You know?
It's good to say they have eyes, but they don't see.
They
got all the, the facial features. They got a nose that can't smell,
right?
A mouth that can't talk, legs that can't walk. You know?
Can't eat, like Bill and
yeah, that's
Dragon.
right. Yeah, they can't eat. Yeah, you know. Shit, man.
Drink.
He's a fool. You see, worshiping idols. You see, but hey, we worship a true power, man, and we have evidence of it day to day.
Yeah.
You see, that was a nice day, right? Let me read this Lamentations 2:15, because we have mentioned about the other nations and how they look upon you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and that's part of Israel's downfall, not knowing or realizing or accepting who their enemy is, man, which is all nations. All nations don't love you, man. You know, and that's something that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans can't get into your goddamn head. See? This is Lamentations 2:15. It says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? And that's what we were once seen as, man. All right, the children of the Most High, the children of the true power, right? The God of the Israelites, right? The God that all nations feared, right? The God that delivered the Israelites out of the hand of the Egyptians.
That's right.
You see, at once our people and our power were truly feared. Now we're in a low state. So now they look at us like, yo, is this the Israelites? Yeah, these niggas. You see? It says, all thine enemies, all of them, not every single one of our enemies, man, which consists of, like I said, all nations. It says, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for. We have found it. We have seen it. That's going to Psalms 83, man. All those other nations, they teamed up together. They banded up together. And their number one goal was to keep you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans on the bottom.
Right.
Because they know if they're on the bottom, that's how we can not only gain more power, but control them, man.
Right.
You see? It says, the Lord hath done that which he had devised. He hath fulfilled his word that he hath commanded in the days of old. Right? Because that was a warning given through the hands of Moses onto the children of Israel. That was one of the curses placed upon our people. If you don't follow these statutes and commandments that I give thee, all these things will take hold of you. And part of that was being under subjection under the other nations and them having rule over us. Okay? But the good news is that's all about to be fulfilled. Our turn to rule under Yahweh Shem Shai is happening very, very soon. Okay? Because it tells you in Apocrypha at the end who's going to be ruling, and that's the Edomites. And we see that their power is slipping, so we know who's next, according to prophecy. And everything else that said it was going to happen, it took place. Right? So one will say, oh, well, how you know? I know because everything that was said is going to happen. It's happening. It happened.
Yeah.
You see?
Measuring the times.
Huh?
So we got the script.
We got the script. We got the receipts. You see? Right? It says, he hath thrown down, he hath not pitied, and he hath caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. He hath set up the horn of thine adversary. So it was the Most High that did all these things, man. That's showing you it was the Most High that did all these things. It was the Most High that put us in a position that we're in right now, at the bottom. And it's the Most High that's allowing our people to awaken out of that deep sleep we are and come back to our heritage, man.
Yeah, real quick. This is Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will.
Right. So it's the Most High that ruleth in the kingdom of men, right? And he giveth that rulership to whoever he wants, man. And he went around. That's why you can't say the Most High is not fair,
Right.
especially to the other nations. You see, because he gave all you other nations a chance, man. You see. All right. So read that last part.
It says that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men,
Right.
and giveth it to whomsoever he will,
Right.
and setteth up over it the basis of men.
And set us up over it the basis of men, and that's who? The Edomites, Idumea. You see, that's a true power, man. That's true power. Now we really can't fully conceive who's ruling us right now, because since we were in remembrance, we've seen Esau on top. But we still believe it. Yo, the Most High open up our spiritual eyes to see that Esau is the bottom of the bottom, man. He's the out of all nations created, he is the worst. He is the most cursed, the most weakest, the most slimiest and dirtiest and ruthless. He is the basis of all nations ever created, man, and we can see that. And the Most High put that man as ruler. You see?
Hey, when you go to the definition on basis, right, is the word shapal, right? And it says lowliest. And then when you go down, lowliest. And when you go down, right, to the Strong's definition down here, in parentheses, it says Chaldee.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow.
Yup. It says Chaldee. Or daughter of the Chaldeans.
Daughter of the Chaldeans.
You know what I'm saying? Chaldee. It says low, basest. A base, humble, put down, subdue. And then we read it earlier in Job 30th. I'm gonna get that for you real quick, brother. Job 30. We didn't get to this part though.
Someone with the caves.
Yeah, I think it's like verse
33.
verse 3. I'm gonna start to. It says, matter of fact, it says, for want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in the former times desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven from among men. They cried after them as a thief. Cavemen, right?
Right.
You know, driven from among men. So at one point, we seen these motherfuckers scurrying into the mountains, man.
Yeah.
Because we were the one who drove them there.
Yeah.
You know, man, just kick them in the ass. You know what I'm saying? You know, because Esau played off like if this caveman shit was fucking 100 billions of years ago. You know it's not. When we were ruling Europe, you were in the caves, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? You were in the caves,
Yeah,
man.
but change every year.
They trying to make it seem that we were all like that.
Yeah, that we were all like that. No, we were not all like that. You the only one that call yourself a Caucasian, man. Caucasian meaning you dwell in caves. IAN meaning you pertain to that particular region. You know what I'm saying?
They had this Edomite say, I'm offended by Caucasian.
Oh yeah.
So what?
Well, that's
This
what you
Edomite said,
are.
I'm offended by that.
Now all of a sudden, now all of a
Now all of a
sudden,
sudden you're
you're
offended.
offended as being a cave dweller.
Yeah,
Because we brought light to that word. Right?
yeah. I'm offended by Caucasian.
What we got?
Truth hurts.
Yeah, that was the thing.
What we got?
I got something real quick. I want to finish this real quick. This is Obadiah, verse 18. Matter of fact, 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall... I'm an Obadiah.
Oh, read that again.
Sure. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance.
Right, hold on. Upon Mount Zion, which represents the children of Israel, right? It says, upon them, upon Zion should be deliverance. It doesn't say the whole world. It doesn't say upon Idumea. It doesn't say upon Moab, Hamite, Ham. It says upon Zion. Zion represents the Israelites. Today, all you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, upon Zion is what?
Shall be deliverance.
Read on.
And there shall be holiness.
Right.
And the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
Right.
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire.
Joseph? I'm sorry, go ahead, read.
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire.
Right.
And the house of Joseph a flame.
Right, because we are what? Going to join forces in according to prophecy to what? To fight against our enemy, right? Read on.
And the house of Esau for stubble.
And the house of what? The Esau's for stubble, man. Okay? Meaning y'all, Esau going to get ran through, man. Because the Most High is going to put the spirit on his people to run through Esau, to run through all these nations here in America. And wherever they dwell, man. Wherever an Israelite dwell. Right? Read on.
And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau.
Right, so there shall not be any remaining in the house of Esau, man. Because after 1,000 years of slavery, guess what? The Most High is going to grant you that lie that you want to portray over the world about that Holocaust. You're really going to have a Holocaust now, okay? Because you want to claim, and if you go into the word, it means a holy burnt, I believe.
Wow.
Right? Holy burnt. So you're really gonna get burnt out, man. You're gonna we are gonna through the spirit, we are gonna gather you up, throw you in a pit, and burn you up. More fire, as Benjamin would say. See? Read.
And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain, the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites even unto Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sephar, shall possess the cities of South. 21 is the verse I read.
Yeah, so what? The Most High is gonna allow us to obtain our land back again, man. Because that land is a land for Israel. That land is reserved for the children of Israel. Right, read on.
It says, and Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. The hour by Shemi Awashaz.
Beautiful words, man.
Sure.
Okay? So that's that. These are the things that we wait for. Like it says in Peter's holy conversation, that's the holy conversation that we have, man. Those are the things that we wait upon for these prophecies to be fulfilled. One gets fulfilled, boom, all right, what's next? We're constantly looking for the next prophecy because we understand by each prophecy, that means we're getting closer and closer to the kingdom. We're getting closer and closer to the Lord's return. See, that's our only goal, man. Now you got other people, they want, things to return in the world. They want their stocks to grow more. They want their,
small businesses to flourish.
Right. They want the small businesses to flourish. See? We, the elect, have bigger aspirations, and they want the downfall of America.
Right.
Yeah, right? Go ahead.
It says, this is Job chapter 27,
and 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
See that? This is the heritage of the oppressors. If you don't mind, if somebody want to look up, what's this?
This is
Look
Job
up the
27
word,
and 13.
and look up the word heritage. 27 and verse what?
13.
13. Look up the word heritage.
That's a scripture that makes you grateful to be Israel.
Bro,
What?
bro.
You know?
What? See?
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Verse
Yeah.
14. All right, so read that verse again.
Yeah, this is Job 27 and 13. It says, this is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High.
Right, this is the portion of a wicked man. When if somebody makes a whole plate of food and takes a spoonful out, puts it on a plate, boom, that's you. That's all you. That's it. So this portion is for the wicked man. This portion is placed upon Esau, right? Upon the wicked. Because we know the wicked is speaking about the Edomites, right? So read that part again.
Yep. It says, this is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High.
Right?
And the heritage of oppressors.
Right?
It says, which they shall receive of the Almighty.
Right. Which they receive of the Almighty. Let's go into the word heritage.
Yeah. This is from the Strong's H5159, and the word is Nachala. It says possession, property, inheritance, property, portion, share, inheritance, or portion.
Okay, so it's a word synonymous with portion.
Yeah.
Portion inheritance. This is all you. Right?
Yeah, and I can go to the root word.
Go ahead.
It is H5157, and you go to it is Nachal. Nachal, it says to get as a possession, acquire, inherit, possess, to take possession, inherit, to have or get as possession or property.
Oh, inheritance. That's Esau's inheritance, man. It tells you that in the Bible dictionary. What's waiting for Esau? Okay, and that's what? Death, man. That's the worst punishment that has ever been upon a nation, man. Okay. So this is their heritage. This is Esau's portion, right? Read.
It says,
That was it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
it says, and the heritage of, one more time.
Yeah.
This is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High.
Right.
And the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty.
Right.
If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
Right. If his children be multiplied, it is what? For the sword, man. Which is what? For death. Okay. Of course it is. Very beautiful, brother. You see? Read.
And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread.
See, and now you got a situation here in America where they can't even, they're not producing, they're not having offspring. You know, on a certain, they're having offspring on a low level.
Is dying than being born.
Right.
Is that the baby boom effect?
Well, that was the most that they had, you know what I mean? But now their numbers are dwindling, man. You see? Right?
It says, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep.
See that? They that remain shall be what? In death?
Shall be buried in death.
Buried in death, right? Read on.
Because why? They can be slaves to continue your work.
Okay.
And it says, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep.
See? And their widow shall not weep as well.
Yeah. It says, though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on. And the innocent shall divide the silver. He buildeth his house as a moth, and as a booth that the keeper maketh. The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not. Terrors take hold on him, as waters. A tempest stealeth him away in the night. The east wind carrieth him away, and he departeth. And as a storm hurleth him out of his place. For the Most High shall cast upon him, and not spare. He will fain flee out of his hand.
See that? That's why it's a terrible thing it's a good thing to not be the wicked, to not be an Edomite. It's going to be a terrible thing for them. Right now, they have the power, so all nations want to be like them. But pretty soon, man, that's going to be out the window, man. Every nation's going to be glad, like, damn, I'm in slavery, fucked up by these Israelites, but you know what? At least I ain't an Edomite. See?
The scripture real quick.
At least I ain't an Edomite. Get fucked up.
The way this broke it down, like he ain't know what hit him.
See, check this out. This is the exact reason. All right, just added on to what those scriptures say on why there's not going to be no mercy shown to you, damn devils, man. Check this out. Isaiah 26:10. Let favor be showed to the wicked. Yet, now check how the Most High words it. Yet will he not learn righteousness. Because here it is. You got the power. You've had the power for over 500 years now. Right? Beginning with the Greeks. Because you start even thousands of years ago. Let's go back to the Greeks. The Greeks and then the Romans. And then now you got America. Out of all of that time that you had to rule, you had the ability to not do commit sacrilege, right? You had the ability to not blaspheme and kill, rob, rape, and murder the Israelites and and Hellenize them and tell them you can't circumcise yourselves or you're gonna get put to death. You eat this pork. If you don't, you're gonna get put to death. You had all that, right? Yeah. You didn't learn. You didn't have to do those things. It was in your spirit to despise the right way, man. You see that?
Epispasm.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Epispasm is basically going back on of the foreskin.
That's disgusting, bro. That's disgusting.
What's it called again? It's called epispasm.
Epispasm.
Yeah. Basically like you're stitching back on the foreskin.
Come on, shit. And you know that's dead skin.
That's dead skin.
So that's disgusting, bro.
That's crazy. Gymnos.
All because you despise the righteous ways, man. So let's read that again.
No, Jake was doing that, which you know.
Yeah, see, exactly, bro. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. All right, so you have the ability to, say, you know what? Let's keep the land Sabbath. Let's not, distribute pork and shrimp, crab, and lobster as delicacies. Let's not promote homosexuality. All of those wicked, abominable things that you promote. Because you have the power. It's in your hand. If the so-called white man, if he has the ability, because he has the power from the Lord, to say, look, we're instituting all stores and all shops and jobs are closed on the new moon. Right. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't doing that. 24 hours. 24/7. Overtime, nigga. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. So, just adding on to the point the priest is making, bro.
You know what? You know what? We got something to tell Negroes that tears and Native Americans. You guys are really Israelites.
Exactly. We can start there, right?
Sorry. You know what? Here's the change. We're gonna breaking news. Hold up, breaking news. Listen, just got reported. Listen, guys, you are the Israelites. They had the opportunity because look, like you said, they're in power. Who's gonna stop them?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
The Most High put them in that power seat. The brother just read that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men. Right. So, what nation out there is gonna prevent him from being righteous or telling the truth?
Exactly. But ain't nobody preventing you, bro.
Yeah. Breaking news. Listen, guys.
You have the 12 try sign on
Yeah,
TV
you
television.
teach you. Listen, the Judah, right? It's the Negro. Simeon, right? Hell, they ain't gonna do that. They can't do that.
The Lord wouldn't allow them to do it.
Huh?
The Lord wouldn't allow them to do it. Because then Israel will listen to Esau.
Right. You see?
I knew something special about me.
Because Esau told me the white man. See that? That's true. That's why. And then, what would our people do? They would praise Esau instead of praising the Most High, man. You see that?
I got something quick brought up on, because you was talking about this pretty much. This is Jeremiah 13 and 22. Yep, Jeremiah 13 and 22. It says, "And if thou say in thine heart, wherefore come these things upon me? For the greatness of thine iniquity are thy skirts discovered, and thy heels are made bare. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil."
See that? So, Ken, there you go. Wrap it up. Close it out.
So with that, we like to give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash, and the Baba Ball.
Baba Ball, shalom to your life.